Last session, you left the tunnels. You are now free to wander the lonely forests. You're on your way to White Keep. Everyone at the moment has been noticing the coldness. It's high autumn, but winter is setting in. Now, from this, you've been traveling with two new people, well, seemingly members of the Green Company who are friendly, if a bit oafish. And you, as a collective, are exhausted from the travel. Can I say you would have taken that day's travel?
Hmm. Yeah.
I'm cool with it.
Wait, how do do I need to do a stat thing?
I wouldn't have said so.
I just want to check.
Now, as the day gets colder and I kind of want to zoom in on something. There is no more uncanny feeling than walking for near 8 hours or however many and not seeing a single soul for that entire duration. This is not a unique thing to today, but it's just, there is something just universally wrong about how isolating the wilds are. And it just puts into perspective how big this place is. A whole lot of nothing. Trees, the birds, the ever-looming threat of that bastard dragon showing his lovely, insidious face. Yet nothing happens. And you are now at a camp. What's everyone doing at the moment?
I think I'm probably like setting up maybe like what time of day is it right now?
It's quite late. It's starting to become maybe like, I'd say like, maybe like 6 or something.
6? Okay. I'd probably just start setting up a fire, and if the fire's already going, start setting up like dinner or something like that.
The wizard, the two men right there, they were well, like, was it fellows? They actually ask if they can help you.
Do you want? Yeah, sure, totally. I can set up fire just fine, but I'm gonna need ingredients. We've been running low on most things. I mean, we've still got food, but it's not the best. Do either of you know how to hunt?
As they both look at each other and say, "Well, yeah, you kind of got it back home." As he looks and
right,
pulls
yeah.
out his short bow and says, "I can hunt some meat."
Yeah, that's great. Sure. So I'll get the fire set up, and if you two can do that, either hunt or forage to try to find some food, that would be great.
Yeah, we'll get to doing that. Good luck with the fire, but just the fire. I feel you're a capable man.
Yeah, I'm capable.
As they go off into the brush.
So I just want to make like a fire pit, put some stones in a sort of circular way. I want to get like some wood, and I think Erich is probably exhausted from this day of travel. So yeah. So instead of like actually putting time and effort into like starting the fire, I'm just gonna sprinkle a bit of like black powder on the logs and just try to light that up if I can.
Oh, yes. The Hobbit delicacies, or the Hobbit cultural arts.
Yes.
As you get rotting wood from one of the trees you had found, it was like a maple tree. It was could have once been beautiful, but its deathly bark is now perfect for combustion. As you start the fire, it burning in a nice wooden smell. It's kind of just good to have something warm.
Mm-hmm.
With the you hear a wind, like a little bit of like a howl in the sky, and it's it's a howl which is normal, which I just feel after the hours just walking through those tunnels where the winds were less a a cry from the sky and more of a whisper from below. It's just strange to actually hear the regular sounds of nature.
Hmm.
And during this, what is everyone else doing? Or unless you've got something else you want to do.
No, that's
Tatanya's brooding. No, she's not at the camp right now. She's doing some exercises. Some
Exercises,
training a little
okay.
further down, practicing sword strokes.
Okay. As you sorry,
how
Anwyn.
long have we been traveling for since the last session?
You've probably been traveling for as much as you can be.
Like maybe 10 miles, 15 miles.
You guys can, yeah, I'd say a good 15 miles.
Okay.
I'm gonna, yeah, you guys can do that. I like fives.
I like fives. Okay. So I'm not sure what Freyna is doing right now. I'm gonna she's sitting around. She's sitting around. I guess the campfire that she's currently making. I'm button. So
Anwyn, your mic's getting a bit choppy at the moment.
how is it right now? This moment.
It's better.
50-50?
Yeah. Now I can hear.
This is fine.
It's a little bit electronic.
A little bit of crunch, but yeah, it sounds good.
Bit compression.
To do this. Sorry, that's technical difficulties, but not the main bit. How's this?
It's the same.
Like, audible, but the same.
Same, is it? Well,
Well, we can hear you, so
is this fine?
yeah, good enough.
Sure.
Alright. Anwyn is probably sitting somewhere near Freyna, and she is with her small leather notebook. She's sitting, and she is currently writing poems.
She's writing what again?
She's writing poems.
Oh, writing poems. Okay. What would you say her poems are about? Any themes or sorts? You do not have to read out a poem if you.
Well, I've already started writing.
Oh my god. Okay. Wow.
She's been working on
Liar.
She's probably just started working on it. She's been working on it for maybe the last 15 minutes. And Freyna would probably be able to see this easily. Currently, she has written down Tani Ru, Flondwith Wint, Squidisor Udalo. That's what she has at the moment. She's still trying to figure out a couple of lines. The rough gist is that translates to fire to ice, stillness to wind, chatter to silence. She's writing about how the seasons are changing and the mood is changing. The vibes are becoming bleak, and that's her poem. That's what she's writing about.
I feel with the atmosphere of the moment, it is the pine. You would have heard of stories of trees more southern of the range. They go orange and gold and reds in the autumn months. Yet the trees, the ones of the spiky leafed pine variety, they are evergreen and, of course, dull. But this is meant during the time of autumn, with it getting colder, especially now. The prospect of winter, and worse yet, the dark months of Heaven, they loom over you like they are bleeding from your hands. It is the dark fate of a month, not a season of starvation, and one where the sun does not shine, even through the clouds. It's always dark in those months. The end of the year is not something to be celebrated, but something to be survived.
If no one else is doing anything right now, I mean, I don't want to speak for any. I just had a couple things I just remembered I wanted to do.
Oh yeah, of course.
And they're quick
Go ahead.
things. So first
Take
off,
as much time as you want.
I want to, just while everyone's out doing their own things, I want to sort of go into somewhere where I'm not very as easily seen, I guess. And I want to cast Druidcraft.
Sorry, my dog's snoring. Hey.
And I want to predict what the weather will be like at my location for the next 24 hours as one of the abilities of Druidcraft.
Okay. As you do that, and I'm going to skip over for however long it takes, a storm is coming. It is one of...
To,
Oh, yeah?
if we're about to like jump into like the story, I did want to like do something as Freyna
Yes,
Or,
of
like,
course,
the-
please.
before like whatever shit you're brewing's about to like explode.
I just wanted to see what the weather was going to be like.
Yeah, no, nothing
Oh, I
malicious
thought
is
like
brewing.
oh sorry, I misunderstood. I thought that I was mentioning some kind of
No, we're not getting
storm.
GURPS quite yet. Baku's doing some wholesome stuff. now.
Okay, I was worried that we were about to get gubbed.
That's how we have plenty of time. Baku's doing some wholesome
Uh,
stuff.
As a storm is coming, one of thunder and might not seen since the incident where one of your companions, and I believe you yourself, were struck by lightning. In the winter months, it is known fact that storms become a bit more prevalent. Winds, howls become screeches, and the grey clouds will be inked black, only broken by the flash of lightning. You have about a day and a half until that happens. You can just sense the beginnings of it. The rains. Hopefully they'll wash away the snow.
Okay. And again, just one other incredibly quick thing. I just sort of, you mentioned that there was rotting maple trees.
Yep.
I just want to walk up to like one of them and see if I can harvest like some sap, if I can.
Of course. Can you do a nature check with advantage for no reason in particular?
Sure. And it's funny that you say nature check because that means I get a +3 to it. Oh wow,
Yeah.
2 horrible rolls. So that's a 9.
Oh,
Well, the thing is, I believe as a hobbit, and this is a bit of lore which I do not remember who I discussed it with. But
To the
it has
lawyers,
been-
we mean halfling.
Halflings. Halflings had found the joys of trees and more than just their sights with their saps. You would have been taught that at home with a DC of 5, your 6 passes.
9
And,
total.
well, 9 in total. As I will roll this, you get about, I would say, possibly about 13 bottles worth.
13 bottles worth?
This is a tree which has a lot of sap.
Oh my god, Jeez Louise. Okay.
Yeah, you found a lot, and I don't know. It's as if in this tree's dying moments, it expulged all of its sap, all of its contents, and it's ripe for the picking. A sweet, golden look to it.
Jeez. Tree res.
I do want to say, the 2 people who you'd been with, what is it? Ivir and Kane, they had bottles with them. So, unless you just want to fucking gremlin and just use your hands. But
No. I think what Erich does is because we've collected so much wood. I'm just gonna use some of the wood I've collected on my travels to make I don't know, containers if I can. Just very simple, hollowed out things. Not a lot of skill or beauty in it, but it's just sort of usable, I guess. And we can move on from this. We can do what Freyna is doing.
Yes, as you now have 13 bottles of maple syrup.
Nice. Maple syrup? Or just sap?
I will not answer that.
Okay, I'm just gonna write sap just to be safe.
Yeah, 13 maple sap. I've written it down.
Oh, I already. Okay, it's fine.
No. Okay, so Freyna, what were you doing?
Right, yeah. Currently, Freyna is sitting on one of the whatever seats we have out for this camp. She's currently got her hair messily tied back behind her head, and she's got her axe, the blade of the axe, firmly planted on the ground, and she's resting her head on the handle. She just kind of stares into the fire, seemingly heavy worry in her eyes and deep thought. Just watches fire flicker for minutes and for ages upon end. She's pondering something that hurts her deeply.
And I'm guessing the winters of these lands more into the Godwin's territories, especially with, I would say, the quite gallivantly mentioning of the family and the struggles which they were under by the two travelling companions you've had. It's set off a lot of memories. Pain and suffering at the hands of that deplorable man. But if Freyna's not thinking about that, please do correct me.
Oh no, she's 100% thinking about that.
It's tragic, in all honesty. You found an adventure, you found a group of people who are not that, but are they people you can trust? Are they people who you can love and care about? One of them said they wished you were dead. And this entire adventure has been terrifying. You've seen the darkest pits and the even darker creatures. You think you've died before during this? You've very well seen someone die. But even still, the pain of that ordinary horror, it lingers so much worse. In a strange way, like a sickness you just can't get over. Something that's on the mind. It's far worse than any dragon or black magic out there.
You can kill black magic, can't kill trauma.
Exactly. I'm gonna take a breather from that one, fucking Christ. And how do you think she's outwardly looking?
There is very clearly worry in her eyes as she looks into the fire. There's clearly the pain, but she's really attempting to hide it. Maybe not well, but she's trying.
Yeah. Anwyn or anyone else for that matter, unless you are. don't want others to see. Would would you notice this?
Up to you, Anwyn. Tatanya's currently at a moderate distance from the camp. Also, Anwyn, if you're talking, I
I
can't hear
think,
you.
Oh, now we can hear you.
oh yeah, fine. I think, hmm. I think she would notice, yeah. I mean, she's quite lost in her own thoughts, having had, what's this? Having seen Ava die, the general mood of everything, she was a little bit lost in her thoughts, but I think she would notice Freyna's to learn what she gives Freyna a little shoulder nudge with her shoulder, and just she's looking at your face, Freyna, and seeing if you turn to look, and she just says go, basically.
She would. Or there'll be a kind of delay for a few seconds. She would quickly blink and then unto you. Ah, well, what's up?
Yeah, I doubt the fire is that's an action. Something
You
on
say?
the plate. Sorry, I'm all wrapped up in my poem.
Sorry, you're so Cyberman right now that I'm really struggling to hear you.
Sorry, give me a second.
Try
Right?
joining, rejoining.
Yeah.
Upon's mic be like dies.
I feel like I'm about to be assimilated into a robot.
They're building a new computer. It will be
Oh
fixed
man,
soon.
I can relate.
Truth.
We have the Cyberman and the Dalek.
Okay.
We should do a campaign where we all lean into our more silicone-based intelligence.
Yeah, I'm in a campaign
I did not
Superior life forms.
think I would be getting real with that topic.
Hmm?
Oh, we love Balerion, we love Balerion, we love Balerion.
I feel like Balerion could use some more AI technology, you know what I'm saying?
Balerion by Balenciaga.
Baleriaga.
The Baleria AI.
I don't know. Maybe one day we'll have like an industrial setting in this world where like everyone is a slave to the factories. Dragons are used as killing machines.
I mean, you did pitch me a industrialist
Oh,
campaign
yeah.
at one point.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
really want to do that, but that was for like, that could actually be done. That could actually really be easily done. But
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be on my phone because Jesus
Name my
Christ,
divination to pet though.
sounds good.
my computer mic is so fucked. I genuinely,
This
I do not.
this sounds better.
Go, I can hear you.
Yeah, it
just
sounds
up.
like markedly better.
Go on. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, Anwyn is speaking quite a she's speaking a little high and lofty because she's wrapped up in her poem writing. But she says is something on your mind, Freyna? You
It's
seem a little lost.
that's a glib way of putting it. There's so much, but it's nothing that you need to be troubled with. Don't worry about it.
Nothing more could trouble me. Go on. What's well, no, not to pressure you, but you know, no harm done. You know.
Getting closer.
Getting closer to what? Person? Thing?
We're in Godwin territory. Person that did this to me He was a godwin, or a lesser noble of the godwins. He just being in this territory again after a year feels so wrong.
I remember some of the boys who went down in the mines. The ones who went down the wrong pastures, saw certain things, heard them rather. They didn't go down those passages again. So it makes sense. I understand that. But I promise you, right? If we ever see him, he's dead. The moment we see him, right? Like, he's not. Sorry, my head's a mess. I'm not gonna let him hurt you. Alright? Nothing bad will come to you whilst I'm here, whilst Erich is here, and even Tatanya, though I know in some bad blood recently. You'll be safe. You'll be okay. We will keep you safe.
If we try and fight him and anything happens to you guys, then it's my fault. It's my fault for just not going along with him and just accepting it. It would have been easier.
Aye, Freyna. We've made it this far, haven't we? Well, I reckon we've been through a lot more, against a lot more dangerous, though I'm sure not as vile, foes as that man. I think we'll be fine. We'll be just fine.
Hope. I don't know what I would do if I saw him.
Well, we'll cross that bridge when we, if and when it comes to it. It's a large world, so might not run into him at all, but whatever happens, you won't be alone this time. You'll have people around you, people who care about you, And that seems like a small thing, but that can mean a lot, especially in these times.
She would tilt her head back to the fire for a second, and then look back at you. Thank you. I truly don't know where I'd be right now without you.
Anwyn gives a little smile. She pauses for a moment and says, Do you like poetry much, Freyna? Or art or music or any of those kinds of things?
I always did enjoy when the bards visited my town.
What did they play? Your favourite bards, that is.
I mostly sing songs about different adventures. Probably most of them were tampered with or fake, but still brought a little bit of... Shut up, Bagu. But
Okay, yeah.
But I always liked when they played the flute. It was always so calming to listen to.
Well, not that we had them back in my own, but I come across I think I came across a flute player about maybe once or twice. Very beautiful instrument, though I don't see him often. Do you think you'd ever pick it up?
If I ever had the time or the will.
Well, I always find that in such, when times are especially dark, I write the most. I write the most poems in those times. I find they I don't know if I don't know. I wouldn't say they make me happy, but they bring calm or solace. You know. I don't know. I seems like you have a great storm in you, and I don't know. Maybe a bit of sound. Maybe the whistling of a wooden pipe might help you find some way through it than, normal men. Just a thought.
You said maybe. You said you wrote poems?
Yeah. I have my. She shows you her little notebook. She's had it in her hand the whole time, but she just tilts it towards you. She goes, yeah, seems a little bit embarrassing, doesn't it? But no, it's my thing. I write poems. Yeah, she's a little bit nervous.
Like that. One has their ways of finding beauty in the world in some way. For me, it might be fashion, but for you, it is words. And something my father once taught me was there's nothing stronger than words.
Aye. Words are an important thing. Many words express a feeling, and few words become actions. A slip of tongue can change an event or a situation drastically, So, yeah, words are very important to me. Especially, since, hanging down the mines, it's, can't always use words. You have one person in front of you, one person behind you, but you can't hear what the person in front of that person says, or the person all the way behind you says. So all you have to relay messages. You've got to pass them, from person to person. So knowing what to say precisely is, very important. And I guess it's like being able to speak unrestricted without the pressure and the importance. I don't know, it's soothing, heals me.
Yeah.
Can I overhear this conversation?
I would say so.
Okay.
I want to say one quick line as Anwyn. She just says, "Well, if you ever do pick up an instrument, I think I'd find the sound of your flute very soothing too."
Was Erich going to join in the conversation?
I mean, if you guys can see him, he's just sort of doing his own thing right now. But I guess if you would look at him, he's maybe half doing what he's half doing something and then half listening to this conversation. But he isn't doing anything right now, or I won't say he's doing anything right now.
Okay. I know what I was gonna say. Maybe it's nice to have something else to focus on, as I'm running out of materials to make stuff out of eventually.
Well, you don't need much wood for a flute. At least I've been told anyway.
I'm pretty sure it's a bit more complicated than a piece of wood, right?
No, surely not. I mean, it's a piece of wood with a couple of holes in it. It's not that complicated. Actually, yo, Erich.
Yeah.
Right, so, because I know that you can make plants and stuff, right? Do you reckon you could make a flute? Is that hard or what?
No, that shouldn't be hard. What's a flute?
I'm like, I don't know. It's like a tube of wood, right? And then you have like one bit at the top where like you like blow into, right? And then you have a bunch of holes like down the tube. So then the idea, right, is that you blow through, and there's like a tube at the end, right? So you blow through.
It's like an okay. No, I know what you're talking about. Sorry.
You know things, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. In my hometown, we had a different name for it. Yes.
Oh, what was it? All right, yeah.
Weezer.
Okay.
Yeah, it was called a recorder.
They called it a kazoo.
I can
order so much more year 4 music. Oh god.
Yeah, absolutely, I can do that. I'm pretty sure I still have some wood left. I'm gonna rummage around my backpack and try to find a piece of wood that would be adequate for making a flute, which is
yes,
kind of obscure, but
I believe you would be able to find one, and with your proficiency in ability to make wood tools,
yes.
I would wager that you'd be able to do it without too much trouble.
Cool, awesome.
And you make a Weezer.
I'd say it's probably like, even if I'm going really fast, it's probably like a multi-hour process because you've got to or like at least longer than like 30 minutes or something like that. So I'm probably just going to do that for the rest of before we go to bed and sort of, or probably like after dinner type activity.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I'm just gonna I'm gonna count this conversation with Freyna as an inspiring leader. I want my temporary hit.
Yes, you can get your temporary.
How much hit points?
My level is 6, and then the charisma modifier is 5, so we all get 11. And that'll be that'll be everyone, because currently North is 6 people, including the 2 NPCs. So everyone gains 11 temporary hit points.
Nice, so I get one extra.
Because she's not at the campfire.
Is Tatanya willing and within 30 feet?
No, she's about.
You are awful.
She's way off. She's about 80, 90 feet over. You could see
My
her.
god, she's throwing the null off again, isn't she? There goes another city. I don't trust Tatanya alone.
Freyna in particular. I want to done.
Fuck that guy in particular.
Oh no.
So yeah, during that time, the 2 guys would come back. They seem to have got a deer.
Nice.
As you see them kind of hauling, like, hey, just a little to the left, a little to the right.
Oh Jesus, this is a lot. Wow. Thank you.
We found a deer quite far in. We also heard some hillmen talking.
Hillmen?
Hill, like, you know, the hills. So
Yeah.
kind of just.
No, I know hill and I know men. Those 2 words together, though. I don't. You lost me with that.
He looks and like Ivir looks and says, "Well, there are. You get a lot of people who are, you know, honestly, I kind of agree with them with the whole. I don't want to be a part of this society. I will live in the hills. But,
Yeah, that makes sense.
What I don't agree with is a lot of them are bandits, looters, and a lot of other things which are not of civil varieties.
Oh.
Yeah. Now, we've recently got a lot of reports about them, and unfortunately, it seems that they are banding together, which, oh.
That's... Huh. Okay.
It's I don't know, probably nothing, but, like, last time we checked, they didn't really wear green.
Right. Okay. That's... That shouldn't be a problem, right? No, it definitely is.
No, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Firstly... Oh, no, go on, yeah.
No, it's just... That's just very worrying. Okay, do you guys have any valuable items or things you don't want to get stolen? I'll-
Oh,
I
okay.
don't want to lose. I don't want to lose my coat. That's valuable, probably.
All right. Okay. You know what? It seems like maybe people do, but they don't want to mention it right now. Look, I've got a thing I can do, which will basically ensure if someone tries to take that shit, I'll know, and so I can do that. But all the shit that's valuable has to be buried together and like in a sort of pile, basically, so that I can make sure all of it won't get stolen.
Tatanya, you would hear this.
She would hear this. This is true. But she's gonna remain focused on her task. You could see her in the distance. She's pivoting around in the mud.
Anwyn will hand you Erich book of poetry and her staff.
Freyna is going to take off our coat and place it there.
The two NPCs kind of put some like. One of them puts what seems to be like a compass, and the other puts a bow.
All right. I mean, Erich is a small guy, so he's definitely not holding all of this as they give it to him. But I before they give it to him, I'd like he just sort of puts his like cloak on the ground so that like the stuff won't get dirty or anything like that. And then he's going to place all of it, if I can fit all of it into like a 5-foot cube. And I would like to cast a spell, if I can.
Cool.
Okay, I'd like to cast Snare.
Snare. Mm-hmm. Well, you're in a spell. Yes, the trap is nearly invisible and requires a successful intelligence save against it. The trap triggers me.
Oh, your mic's great.
How's my mic now?
It's a bit quiet, but it's good.
Okay. I can turn it up a bit.
Basically,
okay,
it's a little scroll trap that triggers whenever anyone tries to go on it.
Okay. You're able to do that, and it is quite successful.
Nice. I'd probably put my bag in that sort of area as well.
Yeah. He looks and says, "Well, I don't know. You got
Okay.
we're all pretty capable warriors. Surprisingly enough, as he looks at the three ladies in the party,
Freyna side eyes them.
he looks
What
and
did he
says,
say?
"I'm sorry. I'm not expecting you and."
I'm sorry, you're a
What
woman.
did he say?
He basically just said we all seem to be quite capable warriors, surprisingly, as he makes a not special look, but he does look at the three ladies in the party.
Oh,
Freyna does side eye them.
get your dick back in your pants, you twat.
Sorry, well, how am I meant to put it? It's like, don't really teach girls how to use swords.
I can show you.
I am confident you can use it.
Let us not forget who got you out of those mines. Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Show a little bit respect. I know it's hard for people like you.
Right, Freyna.
You see, the other one gives like a look to each other. He goes, ah. Okay. Sorry, I'm not really used to. I don't know, just always been in quite a community where girls don't really fight, and
Apparently.
yeah, I know. Well, like, I don't know. It's unfortunate. I always thought it was just a fact of life.
Well, you know, I mean, learn a new thing every day, innit?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Okay.
He just nods and says, "Yeah, we're very capable warriors. Even the lady there, as he like looks to Tatanya, says,
You guys gotta stop. You guys.
As he looks over at Tatanya, there is very briefly, it would be very easy to miss this, but it's almost like a flash of some sort.
okay,
A divine flash?
silly
I know,
Eric.
there's
There is no
perception.
divine smacks."
Was there any... Anwyn hearing moment. There was a flash. Was there any noise associated with that?
Roll me some perception. Oh.
I'll throw perception for it. Why not? Let's see if Anwyn's wombat ears can.
Wombat is.
Oh.
8. Unfortunately, the wombat ears do fail you this time.
I guess the fire is too loud.
Yeah, it's also probably
The loud fire seems
Loud.
fitting to the type of light that it was. It was warm,
Yeah.
friendly, but also it was fire of some sort.
Kibo, can I just sort of, after I finish setting my little trap up, can I roll like an Arcana check to see if like it would make noise if it was activated enough to wake people up?
Yeah, roll Arcana.
Okay, and I get that sweet +3. God, I love forests. It's at normal. Here it is. That is a 14 total.
Okay. Yeah, it'll make like a sound. How'd I put it? Anything will. More or less, you will feel it, and that's when you can be the sound.
Oh, all right. Good to know. Good to know. Oh, here, let me just draw out the area where I sort of put everyone's stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the fire is, so probably not there. They came from over here, so I probably do it right. Right here, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, cool. Thanks.
Let us know at what point, my curiosity, when Erich finishes making this flute.
I would have said around about just after this.
Okay, cool. So then, yeah, Erich would, I guess, finish and hand it over to, I don't know, he'd sort of like hold it in one hand, pointing it to like Freyna and then Anwyn and then Freyna and then Anwyn. It's like, which one of you wants this? Do you want to give it to her or do you just want it? And like, what's going on?
Anwyn will bump your shoulder, Freyna, and give you a little nod, like, one. It's yours.
Freyna will shyly grab the flute and would then take it out of your hand and say, "Thank you. Very kind of you to spend your time making this for me."
No problem. I would have made it look better, but it seemed like you wanted it pretty fast. Just don't bite on it too hard because you might get a splinter in your mouth.
Thank you. Good to know. Just in case.
I don't know how flutes work.
Oh, thanks for that, Erich.
Yeah, no problem. I'm gonna go back to prepping dinner.
Oh, bless.
I don't know what this group would be doing without him. I'm pretty sure he's keeping everything together.
Probably starving, I reckon. Only so many apples to go around in the world. And he found the apples anyway, so...
Freyna is now going to put her lips to the flute and is going to attempt, and probably be horrible at, but will attempt at playing the flute.
I mean, it's just a performance check, right? Surely.
Performance check.
You got this.
Oh.
You got this.
Come on, Freyna. Oh wait, no, if you learn music, it'll happen again. No!
You've learned to be fluty.
Yeah,
Now
like
you
we're
have to be
booming.
fruity.
It's just. Why do I sense? As you do it, and you just have like you perch your lips to it. It's just.
I think Erich didn't really know what a flute was, and he tried to make like a hollow percussion instrument, not quite understanding that you have
No,
to blow
let's not
through
blame
it.
this on Erich. It was mine at one. Freyna is just horrible at it.
Erich looks up. I don't think it's supposed to make that sound. Can I? He just waddles over. Can I take a look at it real quick?
She hands it over.
Blame it on
I
the
don't know,
halfling, huh?
I need
No,
to.
I didn't think it wasn't that bad, was it?
No, it's fine. I think
Anwyn
it just needs.
Okay.
I think it just needs a bit more time in the oven. Can I just
I don't
keep
think that's
work?
supposed to be perfect.
Can I? Okay, so Gibbo, I can sense from this that Freyna doesn't really use it or hasn't used it in the past. Can I like make a woodcarver's tools check to try to make it more beginner friendly? I guess.
Of course.
Okay, I'm gonna do that then.
Because you're being so wholesome, you get to do it even better.
Oh, 23.
Oh!
Well, you're able to make it really beginner friendly. It even has a tutorial on it.
Awesome. I definitely also like I feel like half of the time is spent making it more like easier for a beginner to use, and then half of it is just making like intricate designs and like inlays on it and shit like that.
You can see like Eric like starts writing the tutorial note, and it's like the fire meme
The fire meme?
where he's like writing and the whole house is on fire.
Oh yeah.
That's Eric writing the most detailed and beginner-friendly tutorial known to man. Hey,
It really
Freyna,
is.
do you wanna play it?
Here, I hand it back to her. This should be better.
She's going to take it again, and she's going to give Eric a smile and say, "Thank you. Looks a lot better now. You did that pretty quickly."
Yeah, well, I was really sort of focusing on that and also trying to get dinner started, so I was able to focus on this entirely, and it definitely made it a lot easier to do.
Wait,
Brain.
does that mean you actually still made dinner though?
No, I'd sort of eat dinner.
Oh my god! What song do you want to play with your flute?
Pardon?
What song do you want to play with your flute? This is where
Oh my god,
director
wait,
had
no, I
enough
saw
budget
like
to
you know
put,
that
like-
tune from Pirates of the Caribbean where like Jack Sparrow's up to something mischievous and it's like
Yes.
doo-doo-doo-doo.
Can we get it? Can we play it on the bot?
Something malicious is brewing.
Something malicious is maybe brewing, but let's see if we can get Jack Sparrow theme.
Oh my god, it's like when they're like escaping Port Royal together, they've got that kind of yeah.
No, that's not the song.
That must have been one hell of a fucking tutorial. Jeez.
Holy
I'd like to think.
It's like I went from a nat 1 to a 20 real fast.
I'd like to think, along with making the flute, Erich also carved into like birch bark. You know those like chord pages? You know what I'm talking about? Where it's like it shows what chords to make. He just hands that to her.
Holy shit.
Oh my god, literally getting taught by a halfling to play a flute.
I don't even. The funny thing is, Erich doesn't even know how to play the flute.
No, he doesn't even know, and he's so
He
good
doesn't
at
know
it.
how to play the flute.
Does he know?
I don't know. We went
He
from
doesn't
Squidward,
even know.
was it Squidward clarinet to like the Pied Piper. It's just imagine on flute. As you guys are happily serenaded by Freyna's amazing tunability.
Lovely.
Everyone is. I kind of. We're all fucking like. I'm sitting down. I bet the two soldiers are sitting down. I don't know if Eric is like.
Yeah, they're definitely some done.
Oh, this is amazing.
Uh,
Isn't it like
What?
dark? Oh, is it like dark at night right now? Is it like?
Yes.
So it's dark at night. We have a flickering fire, and Freyna is standing here playing this.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Very nice.
As this is the wonderful atmosphere of the game session at the moment.
It is very wonderful.
You know what?
Everyone is having a great time.
I have absolutely loved this part.
I love how Tatanya isn't here and everything is just nice, you know.
Oh my god.
They don't even know.
Should I
don't
even
know what I
describe what
missed
she's
about
up to?
that.
Her little shenanigans.
Oh my god.
Please
what?
describe it.
Alright, well. A solitary cardinal flies above, comfortable in the cold here. This is its homeland. Harsh, but it doesn't migrate because it thrives here. It loves these lands and these rocks are known to it. The evergreens are known to it. But from high above, it would see a strange sight in its comfortable home. The flickering campfire on one side, but on the other, Titania standing in a C-shaped mark of mud exposed in the shallow snow. It watches curiously as the knight stands at the ready in guard position. Her eyes boring straight ahead at a large stone in front of her, she pivots her rear foot, and her armored boot scrapes against the frozen mud. She raises her right arm, keeping it solidly in front of her. As she steps forward and thrusts with her sheet, straps keeping it in place. The haphazard sheet that Erich fashioned for her fails to conceal the blade fully, momentum gripping at it eagerly, a glimpse of the black metal underneath drawing in the sparse, dying light gleaming with wasted purpose. Titania grips down hard, flinching, not at the invasive pressure of the sending stone budging against the hilt of the blade, but at the sight of the steel itself. She curses under her breath, twicefold, because twice now has a loved one been cleaved in half. Twice now she had remained inacting in her feelings, and twice now has her heart gained regret that will never, ever be mended, and there will not be a third time. She promised Erich this much. She closes her eyes and projects the image of the butcher onto the stone in front of her. It rests in her mind sharper than any black blade could ever cut, deeper set than the first pillar of Castle Summit. She pivots once more, the mud groaning under her weight. The stone in front of her clashes. The cardinal cocks its head as a single flash comes from down below. The stone before Titania bears a large crack in it, sure to be full of juicy, nutritious bugs. That reminds Tatanya. The bird in front of her coming down to feast. The group was having food. She should head back. That's all.
Huh.
Neat.
And that is what Titania has been doing.
Would Titania be coming back like
Yeah.
like when Titania comes back would Freyna like still be playing or like the end of a song or
How long? I guess you would probably just be like finishing up at this point.
Hey, for 6 minutes and 32 seconds.
Oh, it's been 6 minutes. Okay, then yeah, she's probably done.
This is the exact runtime of Jack Sparrow.
Oh, I mean, was that like the 6 minutes? Was that?
I thought that was the 6 minutes.
Okay, then yeah, she
No,
would.
if it's how long would you actually want to have been playing? Because the song is 6 minutes and 32 seconds. But no.
If you're playing it when the food is cooking, I feel like Tatanya would come back more or less when it is dinner time.
Yeah.
I'd also like to think because like the NPCs brought back a lot of meat, and so the way Erich is cooking it is it's like you know how like you have those pigs on like skewers, like rotating over the fire.
Yeah. Got a whole deer.
Yeah, exactly like that. Which is like nearly like if it's going like from if you like stretch out the deer all the way, like it's like hooves on the ground, like its hind hooves on the ground, like its front hooves on the like pointing towards the sky is like almost twice as tall as Erich. So he's just a little halfling trying to like very what's the term? Like it's very very hard for him to sort of rotate this deer on a skewer, but he's managing.
Would you take the help of anyone if they offered?
If they offered, sure, but that's up to them, really.
is it like obvious that you're having an issue?
I mean, Erich isn't trying to make it obvious, but he also has a 9 strength. So it's definitely if anyone looks at him for any amount of time, then yes.
Strength-based ranger, what's that?
No, I'm a ranger. That means I have to use a bow.
Well, Titania's gonna go. Sorry, not that. I keep mixing up Titania.
Oh yes, Tatanya is actually going to go up there, but go ahead,
Yeah.
Anwyn.
Well, Anwyn, I just wanted to say with the song, Titania. Sorry. Oh, Anwyn,
Oh my God.
fucking Anwyn, Welsh, not fucking Titania. Jesus Christ. depression level is different for these two characters. Anyway, Anwyn is gonna she's gonna give Freyna a big fucking applause when she finishes her song, and she's also been like tapping along in rhythm with her boot the whole time, just loving the experience. But yes, when she sees Erich having a really scrumptious time with this deer, she's gonna go like all right, yeah, Erich, let me come have a look. She's gonna come over and help you with whatever the fuck you're doing.
He's now currently like he's like got his back up against the deer, attempting to like rotate it that way. It's just, I'm fine, I can, and then he just like fucking falls on the ground.
Tatanya would catch you as you fall over.
Oh, thanks.
Holding you by the collar. It's like you expect the floor, but you're just kind of like hanging there. And then when you look up, it's just she's standing over you.
Hey, you done training?
I had some good results. That's a lot of food, Erich.
Yeah, well, we have the 2 knights to thank for that. I don't know how they found this much deer, but they did.
She props you up. She looks at it. At least it's not elk.
Yeah.
She kind of like helps you get up again. And
thank you.
Like grab a box for you. She kind of looks over at Anwyn, who's probably like fucking manhandling the deer.
Oh, absolutely. Like she's grilling right now. What are Gibber, what are the names of these 2 little scrunkly misogynists we have?
What is it? Veer and Kane.
Kane is which one of them?
He is this one.
Okay, so yeah, Kane and Via, was it?
Yeah, Evir.
Evir, okay. Thank you. Yeah, she's just gonna manhandle this deer, and I imagine she's a fucking miner. She's just gonna be like, sleeves rolled up. She's just gonna make light fucking work of this. Like,
Tatanya doesn't know much about cooking, but she's gonna like pick up a crate and just put it next to the fire for Erich to like have a little podium to like have some more leverage.
Honestly, if Erich could ever feel emasculated, this would do it. This would do it.
I don't think Erich does, but yeah, he's more just appreciative that someone else is, I guess, able to do it. But he's gonna look over to Tatanya and say, did you happen to overhear what they were saying though about was it like the hillmen, I think?
Yeah, the hill tribes.
I hadn't overheard anything though.
Okay, so apparently there's like bandits that are like joining together and like unionizing or something. So I made a little thing so that if anyone tries to steal our stuff, I'll know and they'll maybe get caught. If there's anything valuable you don't want stolen, I'd probably suggest you put it in that sort of area. And he sort of like points over to the neat 5-foot cube of all of our shit.
Tatanya will look at it, and she takes note of it, and she goes, that pile in the open, you mean?
Yeah.
I'm supposed to put my valuables there?
Yeah, it's super secure.
Erich, it's not that I don't trust you, but shouldn't it be somewhere more, she gestures around, guarded, like inside a tent, perhaps?
Well,
she's kind of gonna like go over to it. She's kind of gonna look at it and just like, I mean, it's right here, Erich. Anyone could just walk up to it and just, and she kind of like walking over to it slowly. She's just
don't do what I think you're gonna do.
She's like looking at it like, and she's just holding onto the hilt of her sword, the hilt that you made.
Mm-hmm.
She looks down at it and she just looks over, turns towards you. I really couldn't entrust this out in the open. A bird could come and snatch it, really.
Look, if the bandits are coming to our camp, they're probably just going to look pretty much everywhere. So we might as well give the illusion that there's, a bunch of stuff out in the open that they can take. So that way they don't, fucking ambush us for all of our shit. And then once they go and try to grab it, will know, and we can get the jump on them. I know it doesn't look great, but I mean, if you want to, like, I don't know, put your sword at like the bottom of everything, just so
She
that
kind of
it's
looks
not.
over at you.
I just want to say, Anwyn is gonna just pick up her staff. Whilst this is happening, he's trying to convince you. She's taking her staff back.
No, guys, I promise there's a thing. I promise. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Tatanya nods, thinks, and goes, I trust you with all my heart, Erich, but even then. And she unbuckles like this fat, like heavy pouch. Like she takes it from one of the like places on her belt, and she tosses it in front of her, and it's just this rusty jingling. It's like a brick of solid metal just got dropped in there as she just like dumps like 70 or so gold pieces into the pile. As she goes, I will keep my armor and blade with me in case something happens during the night.
All right, that's sure. I mean, I can't force you to do anything, so.
I would feel more secure sleeping next to it.
All right.
I haven't really been separated from it for well over 2 years now.
As you put down the bag of 70 gold, the two men there kind of just look in shock.
It's just coins, right? Like it could be copper, it could be silver, but like with
There
the
is
whole
a
vibe
sound.
Tatanya
Gold
has,
makes
it's like
everyone-
that's
but
money.
Gold makes a sound which copper and silver do not. As
So they would just hear like this, just wealth explodes behind them.
as they look and they go, how much money is in there?
Tatanya looks over and I don't keep count.
You live a very different walk of life than we do.
I know how to save up.
Yeah, God. As he like begins saying, yeah, I have a bad financial history. It's not good.
What's finances?
Stupid shit.
She looks over at the food as she goes, I suppose there will be plenty for all of us tonight.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Would you mind if I had some with you?
Of course.
Well, yeah, you're a member of this group, same as any of us. What? You
It's
don't need
just-
to ask.
I don't mean to intrude on your rations, of course.
Tatanya, go on. Have what you want.
Everyone
Not
needs
like
to eat. Like, you're making this weirder by asking.
Right.
Here, just come over, have some. I'll pull up like a crate for her.
Right. She'll like watch as you like haul it over. She won't like emasculate you the way Anwyn did. She'll just wait for you to like haul it over all the way. She'll sit down. She seems awkward. Like this is, you know, the vibe of like that one friend that you invite over for dinner when it's like they don't know how to sit down at the dinner table. That's Tatanya right now. It's like
She kind of pulls the chair or like the crate, but why'd she sit like that?
she's just like guarded, you know, like
Not
Does it-
sitting down. She's like, you would not describe her as sitting down. You would describe her. Her spine is up with her legs in a right-angled position.
yes, basically.
She's yeah. As you guys enjoy your meal,
I'd like to think it's very
Tatanya
like.
will nibble on the deer meat.
I would like. I don't know. I would
Roll
presume
con
some pretty
save.
nice. Okay. Or. Okay. Would you say it's good?
Would I say it's good?
Yeah. What would you say your opinions on the meal is? Because it depends on the.
Okay, so I think deer is kind of hard to do, so It's definitely not usual like Erich dinners. But it's still like it. The way he cooked it was like made it sort of like tender and like fall off the bone. There isn't like much flavor, but it's juicy and it's by all accounts like good. You know, it's just not
Yeah,
it's just not
very
like
good.
as flavorful as his other meals probably.
I'd like you to throw a D100 for how good you did it.
Okay, it's a
Like, I
strange.
mean, like from how you've described, this is more of a will it be legendary or not?
All right, that's a
You also get to add
36.
your 36, no, 39. You're in a forest.
Oh, cool, 39.
Yeah, it's good. It's good for what you got.
Mm-hmm.
They say nice meal.
Nice.
Anwyn is she's used to like fucking like mining rations. So I mean, she's fucking wolfing this down, like she's getting in with her hands, like she's fucking covered in deer juice and grease like and shit. She doesn't give a fuck, right?
Yes.
She's wolfing it down.
Yeah, Erich doesn't know etiquette, so he's probably doing the same thing, but just out of sort of normalcy. It's just sort of how he eats.
Tatanya will have one very small serving and vehemently refuse anymore.
Oh,
You know,
God.
you really should eat some more. I mean, we've been walking for like a whole day at this point. I mean, you got to get some food in you.
No, I insist. We can save it for the morning.
Okay. But
You
you aren't
spent all this
hungry.
effort to cook it. It'd be improper to eat it all in one go.
Well, it would be improper to eat it all, but that's not all. That's barely any.
I'm satiated, Erich.
All right. You know what? Whatever floats your boat. And he's just going to go back to eating.
Yes. I do think it will keep me afloat.
Freyna will have some other food. She'll seemingly be trying her best to eat as properly as she can, if you know what I mean. Like making sure that she's got like good adequate and everything, but it's almost in a worried way.
I want to just add, and when Anwyn's that we have a fire at the moment, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anwyn is sitting with her hands a bit close to the fire. Like the fire's occasionally like lashing onto her hands, but her hands are fine. I think. Like she's sitting quite close to the fire.
You cold, Anwyn?
Yeah, I don't know. My hands have been buying all. I don't know since when, but you've been cold all day. Like she can't warm up proper.
Weird.
The fire is like licking her
Is she
hands.
wearing gloves?
No, she's barehanded.
Freyna hearing that your hands are cold and will say, "You want me to whip you up some gloves? It wouldn't take me too long."
Well, I mean, I have my gloves here. I just took them off to eat, but I mean, another pair of gloves would be fine, I reckon. Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it.
As once she's done eating, she'll quickly put together some kind of like mitten-like gloves.
Oh. Okay. Is there any patterns to them, or the best you can get?
What did you say?
Do you think she would like put special effort into like making a pattern with whatever she could get, or?
She would try. She would absolutely try.
Lovely. As you see this Anwyn, there is a definite like. There's.
Wait, what's Anwyn's kind of color scheme?
I mean, Anwyn wears whatever the fuck she can get her hands on, but I mean, she has
Right.
dirty greys and browns or whatever. But
She'll kind of try and make
she
it
does have. She
as
does have,
like.
I was gonna say on her notebook, the string that keeps it together is blue. It's the one piece of color she has, pretty much
One
in her
piece?
entire you know.
You'll try and incorporate as much different shades of grays and blues in it as possible, and would go for like a kind of stripe pattern, but be like blue and then like the base color and then gray stripes to almost represent your staff, your metal staff.
Oh, Anwyn will love that when she sees it.
Mm.
How long would that take me to make?
I'd say, well, you've always had a passion for it, so a pair of gloves are. Is it you've held Anwyn's hands before? We will not say in which context, but you would have recognised what they were. So I would say a good 10 minutes after dinner.
Oh, so yeah, after like 10 minutes, she would hand over these gloves to Anwyn. Here you go. These should keep you nice and warm.
Thank you. I want to say, when this happens, Anwyn's hands will touch against Freyna's, I'm presuming. Does Freyna have gloves off right now?
I guess she was just like eating with gloves is just so annoying. So yeah,
And
probably.
suing with gloves is even
Okay.
more annoying.
Then,
Yeah, exactly.
Then, Gibbo, how cold do Anwyn's hands feel to Freyna?
Oh.
Feel as cold as the air around you, but there isn't something pumping into it.
But they look fine, right? Like, they don't look like red or swollen or anything. They look perfectly normal. I
Yeah,
presume.
yeah, for the most part.
Just
Freyna, would Freyna be able to tell this is kind of abnormal?
Absolutely.
her hands were over the fire.
Freyna just kind of looks at Anwyn and says, "Oh, all right."
Anwyn
You-
tilts her head.
I traveled a little bit, and I'm used to seeing cold hands, but that doesn't seem right.
No, it doesn't, Dana. I don't know. I just can't. I can't warm them up properly. But I mean,
Want
you
good
also-
old Dr. Freyna to give you a magical checkup?
Why not?
Guys, we have a fate to Black Road.
Wait, no, 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 no.
Elriz.
Give up.
Would you?
Would you?
Give
I'm
up,
hungry.
no.
Man, my hands are so cold.
Back to
How
Dr.
cold?
Freyna.
Oh, no.
How badly do you want to warm them up?
Oh my god.
Oh god, okay. Anyway, Freyna would use her cast awareness.
Is that what we're calling? Oh
I
my
hate
god.
you, Gibbo. I hate you so much.
So you give her a checkup, I see.
No.
So, which one of you is the doctor in this relationship?
Go away for the next piece of
Jesus, I was just making a joke, and now,
This is why you're the least precious outdoor.
I'm the least precious again. Gibbo said it. I made a joke.
Your Honor, it
Oh,
was
yeah.
just a joke.
Well,
Your Honor,
after
it's
the
just a joke. I
after
plead
during
guilty.
this little fun moment with Anwyn.
Well, I mean, if you're
That's what
gonna
I get from
put
a
it
cast
like
awareness.
that, you know.
Oh my god.
Can
Oh
I
my-
learn what Freyna gets as her eyes turn red and she, uses cast awareness? What do I get from Anwyn?
You are looking at something which died a while back. And yet it smiles at you. It's still, well, at least you think it's still Anwyn. Nothing that cold is alive. Nothing that happy is dead. What is she?
As Freyna, she'll just stare. This stare wouldn't be judgy in a way, it would more just be perplexed and worry.
Anwyn is not looking at your face. She is like sitting there, like rubbing her hands together, trying to warm them up.
Freyna's gonna say, "You sure you're alright after that whole thing with resurrection?"
Well, I mean, well, you know, I mean, didn't kill me, did it? So I mean, you know, I'm not dead, walking around, so ain't got much to complain about, really.
You're not living either.
I mean, I'd say I'm plenty alive. And she like to prove a point, she exhales. She goes like, and you know, you see the air like turn to mist or steam or whatever it is, like in the air.
Just tell me if you get any more weird side effects.
Ah, yeah. By the way, her eyes are more blue than you remember them being. And she says, and as you see her eyes, she's like, "No, I think that was it. I think it's just my hands."
Okay. Right. Well, I can hear Baku furiously typing Dune. I can hear it.
Wait. I can take care of Baku so you guys can roleplay. 1 second. Okay,
Anyway.
no roleplay.
Just no. You just, even though I've experienced something close to, I can't imagine what it's like to actually die. I mean, maybe I did, I don't know, but that doesn't matter. You actually died. It's gotta have something more, like, don't need to laugh it off. You're here for me all the time, I should be here for you.
Well, I mean, you know, I mean, I died, but you know, I'm alive now, so you know. I mean, it's like if I was sad, I'd keep being sad, but you know, if I was dead, then I'd keep being dead. But I'm not dead anymore, so it's sort of like I don't know. There's just sort of not much. You know, when you're down in the mines, you know, when you've got like however many shifts left, you don't even know how many shifts you've got left because you know the guy doesn't bloody tell you. You know, you don't really have time to think about those things. You know, you just keep working your shift. You know, if something's an actual problem, then you know you'll know, right? So my hands are a bit cold, I guess, but well, I'm fine. You know, I feel plenty alive. I can still write my poems. You know, my hands still work fine. So yeah, you know,
Just
like I'm fine, I reckon.
know that I'm just as much here for you as you are for me.
Thank you, Freyna.
I can't hear you over a dog fucking barking.
Yeah, Gibbo.
Yeah, I imagine there's some wolves like in the woods and in this. And almost the torn heads to like the wolves or wherever.
It's the homophobic dog, don't worry about it. It was just trying to yell slurs at me.
Yeah. She. I think the dog doesn't support the medical practice.
Oh no.
But yeah, she just she just says, you know, thank you, truly. I you know, Don't take that for granted, you know. We're all in this together, you know. Back to back, arm to arm. I scratch your back, you scratch mine. She's leaning on her staff in this conversation, by the way. She's like running her hands along the grooves, the names of all the people from her village who wished her well.
Oh,
Remembering them.
Freyna looking at the staff and would say, "When I was knitting, I was examining your staff for inspiration. What's with the names?"
Aye, well, they're all the names of my my mining squad. I mean, there were a lot of people in the village, but they'd assign us into groups, you see. So I have the names of all who wished me well when when I left Taliesin's urn. And they carved them all on. I mean, I told you, well, you would have seen it in action, a little while ago, but the staff was my mining staff. We used to break open the rocks, and then you get the quartz and the gems, and whatever the boss man wanted. Yeah, I have them all here. Got a far up here at the top. Got Dwyer down here, and she goes into near the bottom, and she taps that there. And Medwyn and Corwin and Pedrir and Tristan, and she's twisting the staff around. She goes through all the names, looking at all the different angles. David. I miss David. He liked the winter. Most of us didn't like the winter, but no, it was his favourite season. God knows why, but he always said he got too hot. He said he was always overeating, so that's why he liked the the cold and the air and the snow. Weird fellow, but it was nice. Good guy.
You seem to have enjoyed it with the mines.
Oh,
Why did you leave?
well, I mean, the mines are the mines, right? But you had your people, you had your community, and that was. I mean, I've seen a lot in my time traveling now, but I don't get that anymore. I don't get those people, those people, and you're around them like all day, every day in and out, and you're watching each other's back. If one of you messes up, if one of you don't keep an eye out, don't keep a keen ear, then one or all of you might die. And that kind of companionship, it means a lot. I on my language and my own, I miss her. I sorry, I'm talking all about myself now, but I
Fine.
didn't want to leave. Why would I want to leave?
Freyna seems to go in thought for a second. She seems to be putting something together. And she would then get up and say, "Just excuse me for a moment," to Anwyn, as she's going to go and sit next to Tatanya. What would Tatanya be doing right now?
she's taking off her armor for the night. She's kind of fiddling with some of the hooking shoulder straps right now. It's like, God, it's cold, and she's not the most flexible person alive.
Tanya,
She looks over at you, like one arm still kind of trying to reach over her back. Yes, what is it?
I think we might have got off on the wrong foot.
She lowers her hands, and as she does, one of her greaves fully drops to the floor. Some of her armor coming undone, showing some of the layers and fabrics underneath. We met during a very crucial time, Freyna. I could have conducted myself better, yes.
was just saying something to me, and it kind of made me think. We're traveling out here, putting our lives in each other's hands, and we can't go around hating each other. So, as she kind of like puts her hand out, I'm Freyna. In a theory.
She looks at you and she nods and she says, I just want you to know I don't hate you. I don't harbor hatred in my heart. There's just been a lot of apathy recently. Tatanya Oldar. She would shake your hand here and say, hopefully our future travels will be more fruitful.
I hope so too.
She looks at you and she says, Freyna, are you a tea person?
I did enjoy tea from time to time when I could get my hands on it.
It's nice to warm your fingers on it, isn't it? She doesn't smile, but she just looks at the smoldering fire. She goes, I find it to be comfortable. She kind of looks away out into the forest. This was easier when Catherine was here. She'd be very
Catherine?
delightful about the whole thing. Would you
Who is this
like a
Catherine?
cup, perhaps?
Oh, I remember. Oh, it was her. She
nods.
I
Perhaps it's better this way.
there's no better way. It's just a way.
She looks
And
at
she
you.
kind of looks at you're probably like still halfway through taking off your armor and was
Yeah, no, she's continuing to like take off her armor as you're kind of like trying to reacquaint yourself with her. More and more pieces of metal come off as the two of you talk to each other. The two of us talk to each other. At some point, her splint would be neatly put up into a pile, and she just kind of groans, stretches her back. I'm very tired, Freyna. But perhaps we can continue this conversation some other day.
Of course. I'll leave you to your sleep. Good night.
Rest well, Freyna. Rest well. She'll retire into her tent for the night. And as you leave her, oh, it's relieving to no longer be within 10 foot of that woman.
How long do you think we were talking for?
At least 10 minutes.
Okay.
That's like a minimum, maybe 15. Maybe 15.
Well, where's Anwyn when Freyna returns from the tent?
Gibbo.
I think you're dead right now.
I'd say.
So is this before or after speaking to Kane and Yavia?
I'd say this is before.
Okay, yeah. So she's just been sitting there. I think she's actually just been standing up. She's just been like sort of just like twiddling with her staff and kind of sticking it into the into the snow, looking out at the dark wood around, her back to the fire.
Freyna would sit next to Anwyn and say, "Sorry for
standing up right
leaving
now.
so abruptly." Oh, she would stand next to Anwyn then, and she'd say, "Sorry for abruptly leaving. I needed to fix something."
Hi. Of course, of course. I mean, your companions are the most important thing. Don't matter how strong or smart or fast you are. Can't do anything alone. I think we're all pretty good examples of that. No. You can take time out for that, for reparation as much as you need.
Yeah. I'm gonna bunker down for the night. It was very nice talking to you.
Oh yeah, no, as always, and yeah, no, get a good night's sleep. We've been walking for a little while, yeah. My arms are strong, but my legs are
And
fine.
with that, will.
Anwyn says nothing else.
To be honest, I always did think that staff was just a walking stick for like a while.
Oh no, it's a lot more than that. It's all just carrying my.
I know now.
Carries the wishes of all of them. Every last man. So I keep it close.
And she'll say, with a smile, she would say goodnight to Anwen and would head off to her tent.
Night.
If no one else is, I'll stay like awake to like watch and make sure we don't get snuck up on, if I can.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like I feel like with you and Tatanya both could probably organize this so that like you get some early sleep and Tatanya gets some rest later on.
Hmm.
Unless you really want to take first watch.
I mean, I'd say I'd take both, but I'm not. I don't think I can
you could
pull
take
that off.
second watch. She can wake you up for it. Nothing more wholesome and soothing than Tatanya's ghastly aura being the thing that shakes you up at night.
I mean, I think most likely he would want to take first watch just because he doesn't want to go to sleep after the encounter he had in the tunnel.
I see. He doesn't want to go to bed.
Yes.
Oh, that's okay. We can take first watch together.
All right.
She would offer so as much. We love watch roleplay.
Hmm.
Is the fire still up or no?
Yeah, the fire's still up.
Okay, Anwyn is going to. Oh, sorry. I imagine that this is probably a conversation with Yavir and Kane now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You kind of see the two other people, or well, Freyna went to bed, and the two people have kind of started to take watch, and Yavir kind of looks and kind of just looks down at the fire, and then kind of back at Kane, and then Kane looks and says, "Hey, Anwyn,
Aye?
they kind of like both awkwardly look at each other and just say, okay, we want to apologize."
Oh. Yeah, no worries, boys. Appreciate that.
Oh, it's like you straight up just saved our lives earlier. That's not even debatable. That's a fact.
Well, yeah, I mean, we working folk gotta look out for our own, well, no use crying over, well, she's thinking about. Well, I don't. I just wish that he had five people leaving that tunnel instead of 4. But you know, what can you do? What can you do? Just glad you two made it out, and your other 2 companions who are gone now. But yeah,
Yeah, they went their separate ways a while back. I think they had another place to be. But also just like, I don't know. I don't think it's alright that my first response to seeing very well 3 very capable people with whatever is noting the fact that 3 were women. I don't know.
yeah.
Instilled values or whatever.
I mean, apology accepted, boys. But yeah, no, yeah. I mean, no, I mean you're right. It's not the best thing, but no, appreciate the apology, and we move on.
Yeah.
We got more important things to be, worrying about doing. Especially with the weather, especially with the seasons going the way they are. But yeah, no. Anyway, appreciate that, Kane and Avir.
They nod. They also ask, so you're from the mountains.
I hail from Llingwyr, mining village.
Say that again?
I hail from Llingwyr, mining village.
Oh. Oh, is that like one of the off-map ones?
Yeah, no, I think so. Yeah, like I haven't seen it on any of the maps. I mean, when I left, when I started traveling.
Yeah, looks and says, well, we've kind of been trying our hand at cartography.
Oh, wait. Yeah, no, let me see what you got. I might be able to place it on the map for you.
Yeah, looks and just says, well, I know for a fact that the, what is it? We've seen enough maps to know that we're not exactly right about how the, what is it? It looks, but I know for a fact we're right about the, placement of, well, cities.
How'd you work
As,
that out then? That's
pardon?
mad. That's mad that you worked that out.
Yeah, how do I put it? We've seen a lot of maps in our time. We travel quite a lot, and there's always quite a consistent little bit of geography or whatever, but it always ends up being split across 3 maps because it's just a big place. How do I put it? Kind of squishing it into one leads to a bit of a good-looking one. As they bring up, but
She just asked if they've got it on them, but I guess they're just
yeah,
gonna
as
show
they
her, right?
kind of pull it up, and this is what they bring out. As
Whoa!
as much as this may be a bit squished in some places, it is probably the most accurate one you would find for town placements, or at least the major cities.
Oh, that's so pretty. I love Google Maps.
Whoa!
Oh my!
Wait.
You two both work on this together.
Well, that stuff beyond the wall, got some secrets from the Wall Watchers. Supposedly
No.
there's a forest so big that dwarfs anything you could think of. It's called the Blackwood.
Oh my days. So, was it just you two, working on this?
Yeah, it's kind of been a pet project of both of ours. A
Oh,
lot of talking to people, a lot of getting information. Yeah, half the reason we joined the Green Company is because horses.
photographers, yeah.
Hey, look, so I think this entire group would be a great fit for the Green Company.
Well, if you've got stuff like this, oh
Yeah.
my. Sorry, I'm just shocked.
You
How do
see
you
like both
even? Oh, yeah.
of them like smile quite a lot, like definitely feeling very proud of themselves.
And she's starting to. So where is Anwyn's area on this? How like accurate roughly is it?
It is unbelievably accurate as you realize that little dot. This what is it? Little dot here is basically perfectly where your town would have been.
What? Anwyn is she for a while she is gushing about like how accurate they've got it and how all of the different places she passed through, and she's like, yeah, this village is here, and then I passed through that, and then that would have been in the canyons, and you got those in as well, and you got no what? How do you even she's just doing this for ages, and eventually she gets and she's like, so looking at this right, so Llinguir would be on this, be around here, yeah. She like points to it.
They don't say, "Oh, nice. Seems we got it right."
Oh, do you like? Because I haven't seen her on any of the maps, because it's sort of like closed off on the different mountain passes.
Yeah, maps are quite hard to find unless you are either a how do I put it, a tactician, a merchant, and those people usually don't share their maps.
Yeah. So do you go there, or do you just find some sneaky map that I didn't know about?
Well, the thing is, it was the combination of about he looks at this. We went to about 18 different vendors. We went to the Wool Watchers to kind of nose around those, and how do I put it? The Wool Watchers are not really the happiest bunch.
Aye.
And
Tatanya sneezes.
as a yeah, so went there. We even spoke to a emissary of, or at least he said he was an emissary of the old king. That was an experience. He
Like that.
yeah. He like says he looks at like a pure hold and he says, yeah, City of the Dragons. He says like Jesus, or well, whatever the hell. As he kind of just nods and goes, "This is kind of like I don't know. Neither of us have ever been the best with like geography or whatever, but we're pretty good with where city locations are."
All right, I think you. Oh, I don't know. You cut yourself short. I mean, this is. Sorry, my mind is blown.
They smile. That's really kind of you.
Anwyn is just staring at this map, like her eyes are wide open, and she's tracing her finger along the different, mainly placing it along, her route that she traveled out from Llinguir and all of
Okay.
her area. That's where she's mainly focusing all her attention. She's
How
just captivated.
well, how many? What do you? So you put your finger along it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you do anything beyond the directions, like any?
I think she would probably. I think what she would do is she would trace. It would take a little while, a little bit slowly. She would trace from that dot all the way over to. I'm gonna say. I don't know how to ping dot.
You just gotta like press it, like hold it.
Click and
Like
hold.
about here. That's where she's gonna. That's where she would finish. And that's where she would finish pinging. That's where she would like finish trailing, and then from that point, she's just kind of like nodding at everything she's seeing. She's like, "All right, yeah," and then that, and then that, and then that, and her expression, lightens up a little bit right from that point, as she sort of traces the route from like Scorch Hold. Well, actually, where were we when we got picked up by Nearhold? That would have been like probably around here or something?
Yeah, it would have been around here.
Okay, yeah, so she would trace out like a path through Scorch Hold and sort of like roughly along the path over towards, that dot.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice line.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm just reading something. Yeah, it's a pretty nice line from there. And yeah, it's pretty easy to follow. What's nice about this map? As I do want to, he even says, well, we I put it, we learned the art of tracing, as he like pulls out a second one and says, if you want one.
Her eyes widen, and she's like, "I absolutely, yeah."
As
Bless.
as you the party now gets how is it? I would say I'm gonna say like a Kane and Avir's map being this. If you ever need to refer to it, you now have a physical map.
Oh, lovely.
This is why we save our NPCs. Our scrunkly little misogynists. We love them.
Can't wait to beat him.
There is proper.
If we have a map, can I just ask out of character where Eric's hometown is? Just because I guess it would be hard to find. I guess
It would be about, I'd say around this area, around more of the woods.
Okay, cool.
Just 1 second, I will have to leave for a sec. Okay, bye.
I'm gonna go to the
Oh,
toilet.
this is the part where Gibbo leaves us.
Gibbo, no,
All right, I'm gonna go get
Welcome
some
to our
intermission.
intermezzo. And have you ever wondered what it's like to be left alone by a dungeon master and then figured, why don't I run my own game? Well, now you can, because with World Anvil, you have one place to keep all your notes in the same place, with comprehensive maps and journals for every single one of your player characters. Never again will you be lost in your notes or wondering, what were they up to again? Because you'll have one place to keep everything together. Do you like topography like Gibbo? Do you love making notes about tectonic plates? Or do you have no idea where to start? Don't worry, because World Anvil keeps you with many different... Not sponsored, by the way. Okay, the bit stopped being 25 minutes ago.
And obsession with maps and figuring out tectonic plates of a place that doesn't exist.
Now get your Incarnate subscription at half price if you also get the... Oh, I love the commercial break in the
I
Balerion.
love this session. This session's been so wholesome.
Truth.
I hope the looking back at it, I hope the Freyna and Tatanya makeup didn't feel like rushed.
Oh no. It's just that Tatanya was very much like, she's so tired, man.
Yeah.
She's so tired. She's so awkward.
It's just this has been too wholesome. I'm just waiting to get the most GURB we've ever been GURBed, you know?
Yeah.
It's like GURB with a side of GURB.
Hello, Pond. Are we going to play Icon while we wait for Gibbo to...
Oh my god, we play Icon. I'll be so down. I have the concept of Gainer somewhere.
Oh my god, I need to find Darksteel Edgewing.
No, Dark Shadow Moonblade.
Oh right, Dark Shadow Moonblade.
Oh my god, I'll be so down for like if you did.
Dude, they're changing the shade in 1.5.
Are we actually doing it though? Are we actually?
No.
Oh.
That would be fun.
You can't just Icon blue ball me like that.
True. I have a new character concept I want to try. Just some dude.
Nice. Yeah.
Oh my
I'm
god,
also
no,
playing a Bastion. I'm also playing a Bastion.
in the one shot. Just
Bastions
some
are base
lady.
I love just being a guy. Why did you join this party? I saw the poster.
I saw the poster.
In a world of like
guy in a tavern, he was like kind of drunk, and his friends were like, "Yeah, you would never be that guy." And he's like, "All right, bet."
I love how Icon is a world of just insane magic, and it's just some guy. It's just some guy.
It's just a guy. I mean, sure, the indomitable human spirit sees him and loves him and cares for him greatly, but yeah, no. There is even a bond that's all about just being really lucky and just rushing into things without thinking about it twice. Would be perfect for that character.
That would be perfect. Fuck. Now I just need to play him. When's the next Icon one shot, Yenny?
Right now, Erich. Right now. It's right now. It's yesterday. It's in your walls. It's in your walls, Erich. What's the guy's name?
I need to find the most basic name. Simon
Smith.
Simon Cowell.
Oh no!
What about Simon Cowell?
Simon Smith of Shitterton.
Simon Smitherton for short.
Mr. Anderson.
All right, we got Simon Smitherson. We got the concept of gayness. What are you playing, Pont?
Play Queen, go off, work that boy.
I am playing a like centaurs. I'm playing that, but it's fucking
All
like,
horse.
no, it's like a guy. It's like a dog body with human legs, but it means that his arms are like dog arms, right? So
Yep.
he has to run on all fours, but his hind legs are like human legs, right? So it's just like this pig guy looking
What
shit.
in the
This is like a chimera or some shit.
He is a noble, bright paladin and like champion of justice, freedom, and nobility. Okay.
Yeah. I hear you.
Oh
Let
my
me
God,
just
that's
let me
so
just grab my
sweet
notes
of you.
real quick because I know what city you're from, but I just gotta check my notes real quick.
But yeah,
where
he's
did
Oh
my
my God, word.
He's from actually.
I-
He's
a
actually
dog
from a
person?
royal. He's actually from a royal family.
Well, it's not so much a royal family. It's actually quite a democratic place where you're from. But like
Oh,
your
shit.
family has been like so favored in the elections for so long. It's
For
like a
some
whole
reason.
thing, you know, where it's like everyone loves you. It's like, you know how some states in the U.S. are just like Republican. It's kind of like that. It's like they don't really change their mind on it. It's just like, well, they've always voted for you guys, so like, why wouldn't they vote on you some more?
Nice.
Yeah. You're from the town of Ballots, where the Twin Towers stand high.
No.
By the way,
Oh
my
Oh.
no!
my character doesn't wear shoes. The way that he fights is he fucking
Yeah.
he basically is running on all fours, but then he will basically like kind of roll on his tummy because he can do
Yep.
that really easily because he has a dog body, and then he
Yep.
will hold like knives in his toes, and then he swings his legs at you.
All right. Switch to the roll 20 for icon, everyone. Switch for the
Oh
roll
yeah,
20
yeah,
to
yeah.
icon.
Oh,
Let me
no,
switch
wait,
over.
You need to give
No,
me.
not pawns, not pawns, mine.
Yeah. I don't think anyone else.
I'm not in that. You need to.
Wait. What's your email? Wait. Here's a link. Pawns, here's a link.
Okay, I need to input my. Oh wait, no, I don't. I mean, I already preemptively made a character sheet just in case I ended up playing icon.
Didn't we technically level up last time?
Yeah. You're level 1. Give me the
What
link.
does that mean? I don't know what that
It means you have a
Oh, well.
limit break now. Let me just switch the map over real quick.
I actually do have this.
Let me just switch over the map for you guys. Where are you?
Okay, hold on. Let me make a
Okay.
token real quick.
What was my character's name?
I mean, I don't know. Did you just tell me?
Oh, you told me the place that they're from.
Yeah,
right?
you're from Balot. You're from Balot, the city with the castle with the twin towers.
I'm going. Let me get his name.
Also, there's these two towns in the village where you're currently located, and it's the Barletons and the Darletons, and they have a really long-lasting rivalry. But they're not nobles, they're not important, they're just farmers, and you know, some of them do grapes and some of them do livestock, and it's like they have this really intense rivalry, and you would know about this because really you import all of your shit from here, right? Like you import all of your food and drink from this area. So it's like if you want to play a Balton or a Dalton, like I'm not gonna stop you, but like you shouldn't because like it's like the intrigue, you know.
Okay. My
Yeah.
character's name is Gringard Haltanius. He's wonderful. He's a noble, bright paladin. Don't worry about his dog body, okay? He likes belly rubs.
Okay, it's kind of like Clifford the dog, right?
Yeah. Imagine Clifford the dog with human legs. You know?
Which one's kin?
Kin, that is just like your species. What
Oh
you're, so you're
right,
just
right,
human.
right.
I would like to notice that humans are incredibly rare in this world. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, human. Culture.
Yeah, you're just a human. You're just a filthy Yumi.
Bond. What bond did I put?
The
Brave.
human problem has been solved in this world.
Here, I
Level
opened
1.
the sheet for you, Pont. I opened the sheet.
Ba.
It's not that
Oh my God,
important.
can you send me the PDF again? I need to remind myself.
No. You don't need the PDF, guys. You don't need the PDF.
Oh, well. Okay. Now I need to
See, you're currently let me just where is it? Where is it? Okay, so basically, right? Where are you? Waves roil by gently in the distance as gravelly dunes soak up their salty essence. A tall crop of some sorts stretches between yourselves and these gravelly dunes, seemingly ready for harvest. The reason why you are in this wonderful little town, in this wonderful little location, of which I have a note for the name somewhere, I'm sure, is because the harvest has not been going well. Shipments have not been coming in, and the wonderful democratic elections of Baelot are happening soon. And we can't have Baelot without ale, and we can't have Baelot without grape cakes. What would an election be without grape cakes for the victors? That'd make no sense. So that's why you are currently here. It's very, very important that you sort out why no one is doing their gosh darn jobs. And Pond, as a noble bright paladin, like you would know some of these people. Like you've probably met like one or two of them.
Do they like me? I'm a very good boy. My ears perk up when I go to them.
Yes, I think you would in fact be rather liked by at least one or two of them. At least one or two of them.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. We take those.
Yeah, for sure. And let's see. Right, and yeah. So basically, there is you're currently at like a crossroads. You can see the beautiful windmill in front of you, and this windmill is truly a testimony to time itself. Nobody really knows who built it, but it's always been here, and it's always been a precious heirloom of the Balton family, or maybe the Dalton family. The point is, they both use it, and they both wish that the other didn't. Because grindstones are precious, precious things, especially at the scale of this windmill here. There's also a large inn to one side of you, the Shut-Eye. It's a wonderful little place. You'd know that it's called that because you're likely to get your eyes punched in, Pond. It's not somewhere that you would go as a noble bright paladin. It's definitely somewhere that the lesser beings of society would go.
Hi.
Oh, I see.
Yes. Yes, truly.
Jenny, would there be any gay bars in the vicinity? Is there any gay bars?
The Shut-Eye is the closest thing that you've got to a bar, but it doesn't look very gay. It's got this like nice archway. It's got these like two like little posts at each side. There's like a little balcony on the front. Like you can definitely envision that you could like roll up a few pride flags, hang them over the edge. That's really the only thing that needs to happen here to make it into a proper gay bar, Pond.
Concept of gayness will turn to the rest of the party, looking at the Shut-Eye, and will say, well, I see a little bit of a fixer-upper, bestie, so all I'm saying is that we should go and, like, you know, spruce it up, show them the slow way, you get me?
You'd have to get a proper license if you were going to do that.
I don't need a license, I am gay.
I don't know why I'm here, but I'm here now.
Well, you're here to be gayified, obviously, like everyone deserves. It's like...
Right. As you're discussing the wonderful gayness of the bar, you would be met by the head and elfin figure of the campaign of this wonderful place, this wonderful town, whose name really isn't important right now. You would be met with none other than what is you have your little concept of gayness on the board. Lovely. Let me just grab them over for you.
I hate it here.
Understandable. Let me just can I upscale this? How do you upscale shit in Roll20? There we go. You would be met by Moth. Let me just I'm not meaning to move the background. Stop that. Get bigger. There we go. You'd be met by Moth, the mayor of this lovely little town. And he'd see your company approach, and he would like frantically be waving his arms around at you, but like you could just go into the Shut-Eye and just ignore the man entirely if that's a more important thing.
The will wave back and be like, "Hey, oh my god, it's nice to see you."
As you're waving, it's like you can see that those are some queer arms you're waving, you know, some real non-binary vibes you're getting from this person. Like, you can tell at a glance that Moth, that was not their birth name. You can tell. But it suits them well, because the way that they're flickering their arms really gives you the impression of, like, you know, just some fluttery creature that is way too deep into itself.
I'm not putting up with any of this fancy shenanigans. I'm just gonna go straight into the gay bar.
All right, so it's not quite a gay bar yet.
Yet to
Muscle
be a
kind
gay
of-
bar.
He
Be
kind of slumps
patient.
over, seeing that the concept of gayness is here, and seeing that what was your name again, Paul? Gregardart?
No,
Gregardart is here.
Gringard.
Gringard.
Also-
And he will
Sounds like
see
a
that
slur.
Gringard is here, and at a glance, he's incredibly reassured because Gringard is a very reliable person.
Oh, he really is. Look at his little face.
Look at his little.
I love
Okay, so you head into this wonderful little inn here. Yeah, please stop your character tokens to the left hand side. Yes.
Gringard will go in first, because he is a leader, a man of honor, and oh my god, he wants scritches. He loves the people in here.
You slam open the door with excitement, the boards creaking underneath you. A little bell ding as you enter. There are all the heads, of which there is 3 or 4 elderly ones, and 1 or 2 slightly less elderly ones, turn towards you, except for the one brooding patron at one of the bar stools. They seem to be rather intoxicated. Don't worry the fact that there are several duplicates of them. Don't worry about that.
Nice guy here.
Don't worry about that. This is very haphazard. So there's some patrons here, and there's also the lovely barkeep here, which is none other than. Let me just double check something. Ah yes, the lovely Claremont, who will see you enter and go, "Oh, visitors! So soon to the Harvest Festival. Oh, lovely! Come in, come in!" And just like waving you over, and it's like you see some of the patrons turn their heads back, and then there's one of them that's like hyper fixated on Gringard, just like what? Just
By the way-
staring at you, just like.
Do I
It's
know?
like
Do I know the bartender?
you would know the bartender. You would know Claremont. They're a wonderful little creature.
by the way, so
Really,
what
really,
happened?
she is.
Gringard goes from his paladin-y fucking upright posture. He barks, runs on all fours, and then as he like leaps up with his 2 doggy arms onto the table, he then goes into this upright paladin fucking full posture with his little doggy arms, and his ears are perked up and his tongue is like kind of hanging out a bit. And what was his name again?
Her name, Claremont. You see one of the
Claremont,
patrons
he
is
goes
like
like-
ducking to
he's
the
like,
side, and you just hear.
Tomorrow,
"Ugh,
Claremont."
You're like kind of crushing one of the patrons, who's just kind of like. "Ugh."
What has
Um,
my life
Just
come
push him
to?
out of the way.
And you see that one of the other patrons, the one that was really fixated on Gringard, kind of turns towards you, Dark Shadow Moonblade, and then just goes.
I'm not. No, I'm just a guy. I'm just Simon
Oh,
now.
random guy. Okay, random turns towards you, random guy, and goes, Can I pet him?"
What?
The points at Gringard. It just goes, "Can I? Is he? He's not like a dog, but can I pet him? I feel like
I don't even know what he is and if he's sentient or not. I feel like
you
that's
are
more of an...
suddenly met random guy with vivid flashbacks of you and Gringard bonding over something because you are a pre-established adventuring party. As we spool back into the past, in medias res, a large rock about to crush you. I need you to make a roll. What would you like to do here?
A rock is about to crush me?
Yes, it's falling. It's like falling down towards you.
I'll just try to get out of the way. Just jump out of the way.
Yeah, okay. Roll me Excel.
Fuck, where are all my stats?
You don't have any at this point.
Oh,
Roll
okay.
me 2d6. and take the
2d6.
lowest.
Okay. Fuck, that's a natural one.
That's a natural one. You feel like you might be overwhelmed by this. You try to dodge out of the way, but to no avail. It's getting closer when suddenly,
Gringard.
you are
rushes-
here too. What
He
would you like to do?
He runs on all fours. He barks. He yaps. And he stands towards you and in like Spider-Man stopping the fucking train from going off, he puts his fucking doggy paws. You didn't even know that they could bend backwards that way, but he fucking puts them behind him and he's like stopping. He's like I'm gonna try and use Endure and stop this with his whole weight. And you're
Alright, what's your Endure score? Do you want to push this roll?
Well, absolutely. I will
Alright, roll me
take-
3d6.
I will break life or limb. I will protect him, and I need Erich to understand that his fucking hello. Yeah, he's seeing his knight in shining armor drooling over him with a face of uncontained excitement and love. Let me roll the 3d6.
Yep.
Hello.
A critical success, as you don't just break the boulder, but you lift it, crushing it into what appears to be a friendship amulet.
Aw.
And this is where the friendship ends.
And this is where we're gonna leave off Icon as you think about how you and Gringard bonded, and we return back to the Balerion where everything sucks. Thank you for the
This was a fun intermission.
yeah, it was a fun
was.
intermission.
Okay, so was what else was said whilst I was gone?
Oh no, we just started playing Icon when you were gone.
Yeah.
I just say I've started with a Icon. Okay, cool.
Okay. So he gives you a copy of the map, and what is it? He as he looks, you see there's kind of like a dampening expression on his face.
I need to get out of DM mode. 1 second, Gibbo. Just
Right. Oh, can you fucking tell me where we left off? Like,
So he was showing you this map. He was talking about how it was like very accurate. You basically you put your finger around a line, and you were able to map out where you had gone.
right.
But he looks at this and he kind of chuckles a bit. This is Yuvir saying, you know, there's kind of an irony to this all. It's really fun exploring through this place, but like, oh by God, this place wants to tear itself apart every chance it gets. Whether you have as he like points to the left of the map, when you have that king in the west who wants to burn down the entirety of us. You have the mines who seem to have closed off borders between the two. Living under the Godwins just actually was terrible. The Alders are now going through, from what we've heard, they are crumbling, and so much more.
They smuggled me out of the village, actually. Against my wishes, too. But,
Against your wishes?
well, they knew I had a responsibility to leave and to fulfill my promise, and, well, they all chipped in, and they paid a smuggler to take me out of the village, you know, and dump me on the closest road, and, you know, that's where I started wandering.
Oh. Damn. So what did you do whilst you wandered?
Well, I got my bearings on the road first, because I never left the village. I didn't know what I was doing. I ran out of food more than once, but no, I met a man. I met a man named David, and I traveled with his party for a while. Oh, 7 or 8 of us, I think. And we traveled, I want to say about possibly from here. Oh my God, it's not letting me fucking. She points out 2 locations on the map. You know, some people joined, some people left, but well, save you a long story short, I ended up with another party, and you know, after a time with them, I wandered on the road alone again, and you know, traveling from place to place, from city to city, getting my bearings on the road and so on, and eventually, I ended up getting involved with this dragon and met these lot here. These good folk.
Wow.
And we've been traveling together for a little while since.
Damn. That's quite a story.
Still mad, isn't it? Just to think just some girl in a mining village. You know, down with my staff, getting the little gems and stuff out. Now I'm here, traveling with, you know, some wild people. It's
Yeah,
mad. And now I get to
this is
see this. The world's so much bigger than, than my little village.
yeah, it's wild. We live in a very, very big place. As he like turns around and he looks like the forest for miles and miles.
Hi.
It's a very big world with very small people.
Can we see the stars right now?
Yes, you can.
No clouds? Wow.
Yeah, the night doesn't have clouds, but the day does.
And when she sort of like lies back a little bit, leaning on her two hands, with her staff sort of like pinned between her arms, and she just stares at the stars in this conversation.
You know, he kind of asks, is like the Yavir, who is notably elvish, looks at you and says, "Have you ever been interested in the stars?"
Well, not myself. I mean, they are very pretty, but no. Pedir, in my mining squad, he loved the stars. He would draw these maps up, and he would track how they would go across through the sky, and he would draw these like, I don't even know how to describe it, but
You see this man's smile go up and he says, "Those mappings, it's like a song. It's beautiful. In my culture, stars mean many things. And if we're gonna start talking about each other," as he pops open like a bit of pops open a bit of wine and he says, "You want to have any?"
wine. I haven't had wine in a while since I have wine. Don't normally have it. More of a beer girl myself, but
Beer, girl, we have beer. It's not really the best wine, but it's still a special occasion. So if you want beer,
why?
be my guest.
No, take the wine. That's why you're offering.
I know fancy people drinks.
Well, I mean, look, I'll have whatever you're having.
They look and they ask, "Oh, Eric, Tatanya, do you want any wine?"
Uh, yeah, sure, totally. I mean, if you're handing it around, it seems like kind of an intimate moment between you two, and not in like a relationship kind of way, like a romantic kind of way, but just sort of like a
Oh no,
personal kind of way.
yeah.
So I wouldn't want to intrude, like, at all.
As he nods and he takes some of the bottles, noticing that mysteriously, no, actually, no, you used the wooden ones, so he still has his 13 bottles. As he pulls, they kind of just like put some wine down and they say, "Well, to the stars."
To the stars. Actually, I think Anwyn would, whilst they were like getting her on alcohol, Anwyn would go and check on Freyna and just see if she's like,
Oh
is
my
she like
god, they are
awake? Is she asleep?
inseparable. Jeez Louise.
I do want to say, Freyna, are you asleep?
Think she'd be asleep, but she would still be clutching onto her axe, though.
Super
You know the
unstable.
the motion people make when they dream. That's what Freyna's doing.
Okay.
Uh, they're only
What
light leaking into the.
what kind of dreams does it seem like she's having?
I don't know, an interesting one.
Not a nightmare.
I would hope it's not a nightmare.
Then I think Anwyn will let her sleep, and she returns to the party, and she'll take a drink of the wine.
Okay. he starts looking. He says as he like gets up, and you know when people like kind of he kind of jumps up on like the box he was on, kind of like he was very musical-esque, as he kind of looks and says, "You see that star, Glamdrick?" Fucking Christ, is he like? You can tell he cannot take his drink. As
We've been drinking for a little while now.
he is a lightweight if ever you could find it. And he like says, Anwyn, do you know, elves are from the west of the Centerlands. As he like looks says, nobody even knows what's beyond that fucking point. Yet they use the stars to navigate through the seas. Because they always go the direction you're thinking. You know as north, you know as west, you know as south, you know as east. And they reflect off as he starts going on this tangent.
And then gonna just sort of sit there like smiling and nodding along as she is not getting drunk off of this wine yet.
Yeah. As he says, but that's not the important part. It's the spirits. It's the magic of the world. The world was once a lot more magical. I trust me. Like, I don't know if there's exactly like history books or whatnot, but I can assure you this world was once filled with magic. Like what is it? Wizards who could just look at a book and be able to learn magic, like pixies at every corner. You ever heard of a sequoia? Those things were special pixies. Like the Straladarians, they were these like they
Wise
were
mystical men.
these wise mystical men. No trees. They were wise mystical trees. It was so cool. And the stars are the remnants of these. You see that one in the sky? A little star that as he looks as the big one?
No, she just says I, like agreeing with him, you know.
Oh yeah.
Saying yeah.
That star there. Elves when that star there's always been my favourite. It was it appeared a few weeks was it I remember it was about 8 when it first appeared. Been looking up to that star ever since. It shifted a bit, but it's always been there.
You sound just like Pedro. I bet the two of you'd get along.
I hope so. I'm tired of meeting people I don't like. I'm tired of meeting people who want to stab me, man.
Yeah, that tends to dampen a relationship, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. My mother, she was great, but by God, did she have some tendencies when it came to things. Very, very, very stringent parents. Like Yver, that's not a very human name.
I mean, I would say my parents were quite firm, but you know, I mean, that was just how it is, you know. Like, you know, I know. Wasn't a problem for me anyway, but no, I am rambling about myself. No.
In honesty, I thought life was gonna be kind of shit for a while. Like, of course, like we have friends like Kane and me. We're inseparable, my guy. Like, two bros against the world, and as he looks, yeah, and he says, and then we found and then we were part of the Green Company. It was like meeting a group of people who didn't judge you for being an elf, who didn't judge you for all of that. And as he bites down his cup a bit, I don't know, man. Just, like a I've never met a more inspiring man than the leader of that company. Taharan. He's a good man. Good man. Oh. Hope you guys meet him one day.
Aye, sounds like that'd be nice.
I just realised I've gone on the most drunk rant ever. I am so sorry.
You're fine. You're fine. Don't worry about that.
God.
You getting tired, like?
He is.
Anwyn,
Yeah.
Anwyn has downed a somewhat considerable amount of alcohol, but does not seem drunk.
Oh yeah. Kane looks and says, "Yeah, so nice. Yeah, he's you're probably gonna be going to bed soon, aren't you?" As he nods and says, "Yeah, I'm probably gonna go to sleep."
Aye.
I guess you two enjoy talking or whatever as he kind of goes to his tent or whatever. As Kane looks at you and says, oh, God, I know it's dumb, but like, or well, stupid, but those hillmen just, I don't know, been on edge recently. As it's strange.
Well, first, I think we'll be fine. We're fairly tucked away here, but you know, I'm quite good with people, so that shouldn't be a problem. And even if it comes to that, then we got plenty of capable people here, so we'll be fine whichever way you cut it.
But as an individual, they're not that threatening. Honestly, I think we could either take them, bribe them, or honestly, I feel like you could just leave like a comically obvious mouse trap with some cheese or something, and they'd be tricked by it.
That's quite a mental image.
He looks as I am a visionary, my friend. I want to make. Oh yeah, I always wanted to be an artist, and my dad told me that he wanted me to be an artist. My mum, on the other hand, by God.
And do
No, he does though. Oh, that's not really anything to matter. Worrying thing with the Hillmen, at least, is just so weird to see them all gathering. At least, well, like they've never been groups to mingle with each other because they have nothing to do with one another. Yeah, now they're under one banner. Supposedly, have you ever heard of an elephant?
No. I haven't, no.
They are horrifying beasts. They are the greatest machine of war known to man at the moment. Basically just a horse, but 10 times the size with these giant tusks.
Well,
I don't know where the hell they even got them. I thought those were myths, especially for a place this cold.
Well, if they're not large, then should be able to avoid them, no?
Yeah, I guess, but it's like one day if we have to meet the tribes on the field of battle, that would be something we could have to face.
We'll cross that bridge when it comes to it. I don't reckon that's likely. You know, keep in the mountains, keep to the forests. And as well, we have less people, so we can move faster than they can chase us. For the most part, anyway. Quite easy to lose people. I learned this from a few people and a couple of things I picked up along the way, but they're a small group of people,
It's quite easy to slip away from the armies if you know what you're doing.
Yeah, it's quite easy to slip away, but as he tugs his green cloak and he says, "Unfortunately, I am one of the armies."
Oh. Do they have you on conscript?
Not really a conscript, a man by choice.
Aye.
Yeah, no. Well, I could go on about political, like jargon forever. I've probably been rambling for too long. Don't need to bore you.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. And when she's finished the glass or cup, whatever, and she's just sort of holding it upside down, and there's like no more drips coming out.
Oh, oh wait, what?
She probably
Yeah.
had like 4 cups at this point.
Yeah.
Anwyn has their liver of a heavyweight. It's not okay.
Yeah, Lacey says, "Wow, you are definitely taking a booze better than I am."
I found to, I've had my fair share of drinking people under the table. Rowdy boys mostly.
Yeah, yeah. So, I have to ask, does he looks and says, you and Freyna are awfully close.
Oh no.
Here we go.
Anwyn just stares at him. And she's like, well, I mean, we've been through a lot, I suppose. I mean, you two are awfully close, I think.
Yeah, 2 boys against the world.
Getting awfully defensive.
2 boys against the world and in bed together. Oh my.
Yeah, even listen to, I guess. Touche. Well, yeah, I guess, standing against death can do that. As he kind of like says, well, I'll be off to bed. Either way, I don't know. As he like gives a little chuckle and says, I don't know, hey, you got lucky with the good doctor.
Hey.
Oh,
You're
no.
I am a surgeon.
Don't forget to take your boy with you. Don't want to leave him out in the cold, eh?
Wait, say that again?
I'm sorry. I just want to correct. She says, don't want to leave him out in the cold, do you, dearie?
No.
No, you don't, do ya?
No, I don't.
And Anwyn sort of gestures like sort of, well then, you know?
Yeah, you're probably right.
If you want to play ball, Anwyn can play fucking ball, okay?
He looks says, well, yeah, I guess.
Hey, well, off you pop then, boys. Don't let me distract you.
Yeah, well, yeah, you've already got plenty of things to distract you. It's
Oh
just
my
like,
god. 0
Oh,
res.
damn.
He gives like a little fib and says, well, no, it's been a fun conversation. Have a good sleep.
I don't reckon you two are gonna do much sleeping, but yeah, you know, I might.
Based Anwyn.
Based on one. Okay. Quick pun, let's make like 2 of the actors of a duo that's highly shipped in the fan base. We really...
I love LGBT.
So true.
The BT in LGBT stands for bait.
Well, Anwyn, would you say
Birasia too.
Balerion? Yeah, definitely. Would you say, Anwyn, would you say she has reacted at all to the comments? Like maybe maybe a change in cheek pigment.
Ugh. I'm gonna hang on. Let me get my. I mean, if she's blushing, she could be blushing for many different reasons, right? But
Oh,
I'm
yes,
just
oh,
gonna
yes.
roll a performance. Does that succeed?
The unfortunate DC was 10, so
Okay. So she's blushing a little bit, and she's mainly kind of got one of those like, you know, when you point something out and someone has like a grin or a chuckle that's like a what you saying, fam? You know, she has one of those looks on. Why? There could be a lot of reasons why. You know, maybe right. She's just kind of like, you know how like when boys try to like ship girls together and it's like they're just doing this weird like lesbian fetish thing. It's like maybe it's that, or maybe, you know, maybe there's a reason, you know, maybe Anwyn doesn't go for boys, you know. I mean, who knows? Tune in next week, folks. One viewer at home.
For the one viewer at home who's curious, the Balerion boarding high is currently 35,000 words in. Do you want to ship Anwyn and Freyna? Hold your breath.
Call
not
in with this
compare-
toll-free number.
Radio, do not compare me to a teacher that ships students. That is wrong on so many levels.
I love
a
grooming.
constant cliche.
No, I'm not
Eric,
even adding that
you're not a
part.
minor anymore, so that actually
It
is
is
not
weird,
great for you to say. You know?
I am
I'll
17.
say whatever I want. This liberal media has gone too far.
Yeah.
I am happily 17. I still got you. As a what else do you do? Also, am I not allowed to enjoy the characters?
No.
Absolutely.
No,
not.
I'm not even dissing you. I understand why the ship is there.
It's like
Anwyn does redacted.
wait.
Yep, no, that's nothing else there. No, but we love our scrunkly little gay boys. We love them. Our little homosexuals. Our little twink and twinkat.
Twink and Twinket. Okay, yes. The two pairs of the group, two bros, hoe is a wrong word, but we are not using it in a derogatory
Good
term.
friends. Good friends, Gibbo.
Such good friends.
They were good friends.
Almost as good a friendship as that time Tatanya and Catherine kissed naked at the bottom of a lake. I mean, what?
Almost as good as friends when Florian and Edmund died together.
It was
Look,
always as good as
Anwyn and
the
Freyna are already ahead on that account, okay?
on the naked bit.
Almost
They
as
have
good friends
technically died
as.
together.
Right?
Oh wait, I got nothing.
Yeah.
No, damn. All right. So we keep watch now, and we definitely don't get ambushed by 50 bandits.
No, 50 spider bandits.
Anwyn is gonna sleep right next to the fire, by the way. She's not sleeping in her tent. She's
Oh,
sleeping
so that's another thing we have to watch out for. Thanks.
She's sleeping next. Wait, would Eric complain? Or
No. I was kidding.
Right.
Also, Eric,
Anwyn is like,
Tatanya. Oh,
she's
go on,
like,
yeah.
sorry, she's just super layered up, and she's studying like right next to the fire. Like her cloak is probably getting a tiny bit singed, and she's like putting her hands. Like her hands are the closest thing.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Cool. As this happens on your watch, can I ask both of you to do a perception check?
Can I just give the help action to someone else instead?
Of course.
Okay, I'll just do that. Then I'll just give Tatanya the help action. And
Lovely.
wait, where did you roll it?
I'm just Oh right. Let me just press my perception and pray it's higher than my passive. Public roll.
24. That looks high.
Oh! Wait, 25.
with
Because advantage.
Eric is helping me.
And
Scrunkly little dark fish and eyeballs.
This is where Tatanya, you would see in the brush, you would see some like people moving. Not people. I'm not even gonna describe it. You see some like what seems to be like just like people who are like decorated in pelts and furs and other things, and they're kind of skulking around. They're looking at the camp, but they kind of look to be just regular folk. All of them have this like little bit of like what is it? Like I would say like a sash around them, which is just this green little banner. But they are kind of looking at your camp a bit more like how a rabid animal would look at a freshly baked bit of fucking buttered meat.
Oh lord.
Right, that is perfect. Tatanya is currently just chilling. She doesn't even like have her armor on or anything, so that's not great. She kind of doesn't even like perk up too much at seeing them, and she just like sits and talks to Erich as she just goes, wake up the others. Rabbit animals are here to hunt us. Bandits that you were talking about.
Great. Okay.
Gibbo, I'm just going to give these fuckers like one warning. And by that one warning, I mean they're are they within 150 feet?
Yeah, fortunately they are.
Unfortunately for them, they are, as the vegetation around them and the ground itself. I imagine as Erich is just kind of like, it's does he like go over to like fucking wake up the others?
He would probably try to do it very quietly.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Tatanya will speak and murmur under her breath something in Druidic. I rest a hand on her blade. It's just this pulse comes from it, inward then outwards, and just the place they're skulking is just going to twist and turn into this horribly hellish, like twisted grime hellscape. And Tatanya will close her eyes as she does this, and just sing a few notes in Druidic. Now, note, nothing bad happens, as long as they just don't move.
They see this, and you kind of see them like be very scared as they scream witchcraft and
Oh fuck.
all of that lovely stuff, and they leave.
Oh thank god.
For every 5 foot they step, I'm going to need them to take 2d4 piercing damage.
Okay, they die.
Oh my god.
Good.
Does Erich still try and wake up Freyna?
Well, he can't see as far as Tatanya, because, dark vision. So yeah, he probably would still try to wake up both Freyna and Anwyn.
Tatanya
When you try and wake up Freyna, she will jolt up and scream.
You should have been able to hear the screaming as well, probably.
Oh, not again! As she is going to hit you.
As
you're
you're coming out,
hit me?
Tatanya's going to wave you
She's
over.
going to instinctively punch you.
Okay, if you're making an attack roll, you get advantage because he's not expecting this at all.
Should I make an attack roll, Gibbo?
Yeah, of course. Roll with advantage.
This is where the temporary hit points comes in.
Yeah, 15. That's all you gotta beat.
Yeah, just roll a d20.
D20 plus strength plus proficiency.
17.
Yeah, that's 7. That's 7. Yeah, that hits.
Yeah, that hits. What's your strength modifier?
3.
Okay, so
Take
we
4
take
damage.
4 damage. Okay.
Lovely.
As she will then quickly realize it's just you, and she'll immediately go, "Oh my god, no! I'm so sorry."
Ow. That Jesus, you got one hell of a left hook.
I didn't. I didn't mean to. I didn't know.
It's fine.
Oh.
Erich like sort of rubs his face for a second, and then just sort of puts his hand on her shoulder and says, "It's fine. It's all right. I know what it's like to have bad dreams."
Yeah. Do you want me to try and help with the bruising, or?
No, there's more important stuff. There's people nearby.
As she'll grab her axe. Yeah. Where? What? What's going on?
I don't know.
Um,
Tatanya said that she saw some people and asked me to wake everyone up. And with that, I'll leave Freyna's tent and just try to wake up
And
Anwyn.
as you're trying to move over to wake up Anwyn, Tatanya will kind of hold up a hand and go, Erich, I think they... She pauses for a second. Won't be bothering us for the night.
Are you sure?
She sings a few sharp druidic notes, and then she nods her head. I scared them off.
All right. He turns back over
It
to.
would be smart to keep watch regardless.
Well,
Perhaps the others can take our place.
yeah. I mean, I'll probably just stay up for a bit longer. I think
Tatanya nods.
just a bit longer. But
No, wouldn't go back to sleep. She would just like kind of sit around the fire now.
all right.
Has Anwyn been woken up?
Anwyn was Erich was going to wake Anwyn up, but then Tanya told him that nothing was happening.
Yeah,
So
resting is good, right, Anwyn? I wouldn't want to interrupt your snoozy wine rest.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you want to be woken up. But I guess I wouldn't know that.
I mean, it's up to you. It's up
She's
to you.
just sleeping for now. Then I mean, I guess. I mean, like, if it makes sense for her to be woken up, then she's woken up. If not, then she's.
I mean, there was screaming, so if you want to like be here,
Oh,
okay.
I think. Well, she has pretty sharp hearing, right? So.
It's up to you.
I think that would wake her up. I think she would be awake and sitting around the campfire with her staff, looking a little bit groggy. Drinking some water, I think.
Freyna is currently curled up, and she in like a sitting upright fetal position almost, and she seems a bit shaky.
Anwyn will. I mean, she's pretty tired. She's not gonna say much, but she's gonna just go around you and put an arm around Freyna's shoulder and just hug her, sort of like sitting next to her, holding her staff and just holding Freyna in another arm.
Freyna will rest her head on your shoulder.
Nice. Anwyn's sort of like half asleep. Not quite half asleep, but like she's closing her eyes and like kind of like resting.
Gibbo, is it possible that we just take a quick peek at the area to just confirm that nothing is left crawling around there?
Yeah, you do a little peek of the area.
If anyone wants to come with her, feel free.
Yeah, I'll probably come with.
All right.
Okay, from doing that,
Dream team.
just 1 second.
Tatanya will also drop the spike growth so Erich doesn't get ripped into shreds.
Nice. That's good. I think.
Do you see the bodies of the bandits, or at least just the people who were killed?
Horribly eviscerated.
Whoa.
Yeah, flesh ripped, rot.
What the?
Overall, there's you can see just for a glimpse of a second the what seemed to be a little bit of like a something in your, not like something in your eye, you know, like when you think you see something in the corner of your eye.
Mm-hmm.
But that kind of was just a fear response. Overall, very quiet.
Lovely. How many of these people are there?
There are 5 people there, and they seem to be like a little bit of a group.
Well, not anymore.
They're just like us for real.
They just like us for real.
Eric just sort of looks over this. It's like, Jesus Christ, what happened?
I suppose they ran into the wrong faith.
Yeah, I mean,
No matter.
karma's a bitch, I guess.
Tatanya nods and looks over to Erich. Would you like to do the honors?
What?
And she looks down at you. You know
Thanks
how
for
to return
specifying.
them to the earth, don't you?
Yeah,
It's a bit unsightly leaving them like this on the snow.
I suppose it is, but and it's too late at night for me to be doing shit like that. I'll just, Eric, I would like to cast Mold Earth just several times to bury them instead of doing any fancy sort of what's it called? Fucking decompose, because I definitely didn't drop that spell so that I could take blind fighting.
Ah, yes, of course.
So I'll just use Mold Earth to bury them instead.
Right. After starting over this, do you mind if we just very quickly have Tatanya just check over their corpses?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You,
Just to see if there's anything of note in there.
As you check over their corpses, you find 18 silver,
Okay.
2
mark it
short
down.
swords and a short bow. But you also find a letter.
Oh, lovely.
Um,
What letter would that be?
and as you look at this green sash, it seems to have like a what is it? In the middle of this green little flag, there's an eye in the middle of it.
Mm-hmm.
And oh yeah, you've seen that eye before.
Where would I have seen that eye before?
Pardon?
Where would we have seen that eye before?
You know when you got like, it's been a few times. Not the most fun experiences. Usually when the dragon was around.
Oh, okay.
Huh.
Lovely. So, Nirdos scum.
Yeah, basically, which kind of
Fine, you
explains.
love Noldorf.
Yeah, aren't you guys the best of friends?
Yeah. I mean, only the best of friends murder whole cities together.
And murder
And
each
then,
other's henchmen.
and then try to kill each other. Yeah.
Anwyn, we need to murder a city together.
It's like a college friendship, you know, they don't always last. Can we
Thank
just
God.
rip open this letter real quick? As Tatanya just goes.
We're best friends.
Tatanya just turns to Erich, who's like burying, like excavating them into the earth. Tatanya will just kind of go, our green friends.
Friends, an interesting word.
Would you rather I say acquaintance? You know who I mean.
Yeah,
Why is he spying on us this time? Can we rip open this letter, Gibbo?
It is being written. So this letter, it is in like this handwriting, which it is. There are 2 transcripts of it. One is the direct, is like this beautiful penmanship. Like each word could be art.
Mm-hmm.
And it basically goes as like... I will read it in the funny voice.
The keynote voice.
Oh yeah, this is what I'm here for, gamers.
ASMR, baby.
My dear Hill Tribe men, this letter has been penned to you for the express purpose of missionary work. I would ask for companies along the woodlands to patrol for any who pass through it. Castle Summit has been recently brought to ashes by yours truly, and there will be many refugees. If you are to find these people, you are to kill them. And if you want, you can even rob them.
And then the second part is put in like simpler words. If you see people who are not other members of the hill tribes, kill them on sight. And it's definitely not written by Neardoth.
So does Titania read that out like aloud, or does she just sort of read it?
She's just sort of going over it, and we would never keep party secrets in here, but she will just kind of, put it away and just kind of go, more death threats. She sighs as she
God.
takes the paper.
We're
She wouldn't
never-
read it aloud, of course,
Of
because
course,
Neardoth
of
could be
course.
listening,
Yeah.
There's also a little clause. It's like a little bit of like a crude drawing of what of like it was a crude drawing of like the North Company. It was obviously done by do you remember? There is something about the penmanship of this which just reminds you of the loving embrace, followed by "Stop resisting!"
Oh my god.
Oh, the fan art will definitely be shown off. She will show off the fan art to Erich, but
They
no, she's
fucked
just
up
going
my
to
nose
like
again,
crumple
as well
up
as the rest of
other
my
piece
body.
of paper.
It's like I want to explain. It's like we have Tatanya. We have on the left Tatanya because left evil or whatever, but she kind of has this like bush. All of these are kind of stick figure-ish, except for Erich. She seems to be weirdly detailed.
But like I'd imagine it's just like Goblin Erich. It's still fucked, but it's very well detailed, and he just looks like a little goblin. He's like, I have many wares to sell.
It's like, note to self, religion failed me. We have like Tatanya. He has this bush of hair. Seems to look like she is just wearing armor, and looks and says, "Stay at least 10 feet away from her. She smells bad." Erich, and he says, "You might think he's easy to beat and throw against a wall and say stop resisting, but he does put up a fight." There is Freyna. Don't really know much about her. There is an image of like what seems to be it seems to be an image of Harken.
Oh.
As
No.
it's like he's just like be careful, very strong. We haven't seen him for a while. He may be doing recon missions.
Yeah, recon missions.
And then there is Anwyn, who says, "Do not. What is it? Keep your hands off. She is for what is it like? Keep your hands off. She's a bit more special than the others."
Aww. That's right, Edwin. The dragon loves you.
Yay!
There's even like a
I
final
think
line.
I
I can't
think
wait for the Freyna Anwyn Neardoth polycule. Let's
yay. I'm gonna give the rest
there's
of the
also
party a
one
look at
little
this
thing.
beautiful image in a second, but can I do a little thing about?
Yeah, one little thing that is on there is that Erich is kind of under it. Don't let the Red Church know you saw him.
Silly.
Tatanya will take like the written part of the letter, because I'm assuming it's like 2 pieces of paper, 3 pieces of paper even, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's just going to take the 2 written ones, and she's gonna keep the fan art, of course, because lovely, you know. And she's just gonna turn to Erich and just say, "Erich, burn these, please."
You hand the letters to him?
She's handing them to you folded up, and she's telling you to burn them. Yes. You
Yeah,
can
yeah,
you can see that she's waiting.
yeah, definitely. No, not this time. I'll just burn them. I'll just do a little druid craft or fire arrow. I don't know. Just sort of burn them.
Yeah.
No wisdom save against being too curious this time.
I mean, that's good.
Boundaries are
nods.
important.
She goes, I'm glad I can rely on you, Erich. As you know, you're helping her bury five people that, just got eviscerated by her. And burning evidence of her war crimes. It's
there's
lovely.
plausible deniability. I mean, we don't know it was her. Maybe they just,
but
walked
also,
into
like,
it
she's not letting
spike
you
field.
read those. It's like, she's just like, yeah.
Well, yeah, maybe it has personal information. I mean, again, plausible deniability.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Tanya did nothing. Tanya didn't do it. Okay.
Keep proving your loyalty to her. It's great.
The glove doesn't fit. Okay.
Tatanya will thank you, Erich. And as soon as everything is buried into the grounds, she'll just toss the rest of the money into the pile, and she will. Actually, no, she'll just take it back out again because hey, bandits are dealt with. Lovely nights.
Lovely job.
Oh yeah, she actually says that. As you're like walking back, she will like look up towards the sky and kind of go, "It is a chilly but clear night."
Yeah, stars are out tonight.
It's nice when it's quiet like this. Kind of looks over at the others. What's anyone's reaction to the fan art, by the way?
I think Freyna fell back to sleep.
Oh, she just conked out.
Yeah.
Understandable.
Anwyn. Yeah. So what probably would have happened? I think. No, I think Freyna would probably. Did Freyna like go to bed like in the tent, or did
No, she just sat there and then fell asleep eventually.
Did she just?
Yeah, she just fell asleep in your arms.
Shoulder?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You know what I'm imagining now? I'm imagining that like Anwyn is sitting cross-legged and like Freyna is just kind of like sleeping with her head on her leg or whatever. And,
I don't think we're helping with this ship situation.
We're really not. Like
You are not helping with the ship.
They're just good friends,
Anyway.
guys.
Anyway, what would happen is when Anwyn sees this fan art, she doesn't want to wake Freyna up, but she is going to have a dark scowl on her face. And she's just like she like when someone does something so bad that you just genuinely don't know how to react and you kind of just close your eyes and you almost feel like you're gonna touch.
Yeah.
That's Anwyn's reaction.
Well, hey, at least they got your proportions right. I think that's your 6-pack.
Anwyn looks and goes, yeah.
They drew my old piece of armor. Kind of looks at it.
It has a lot of detail in the hands for some reason.
Struggled with everything other than the hands.
Yeah, but like hands are masterfully made for no reason. And then Erich is like a weirdly good thing. There's even detailed shading, but it's like, what the fuck is this drawing? Who is this man? Why is he like this?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, they really went hard with it.
You can even see his signature on there. He's proud of it.
What does the signature look like?
It looks suspiciously like a it looks like a bear head.
Bear head? Oh, a bear. Okay. So can I like roll something to tell that it's God, what was his name? Haran?
Haran, yeah.
Yeah. Can I like roll something to see if I can put two together?
Yes.
Just a basic like intelligence check
Yeah,
to
yeah,
see if
I'd
I'm
say
not
like
a dumbass.
maybe wisdom. I'd take wisdom actually.
Oh,
I
I'll
think
take a
that's,
wisdom. I got a +3 now, so let's see what I got. That's a natural 2. Can't even re-roll it.
Then yes.
Yes.
Hand detail, Yao Yata, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
You know, not to break the mood or anything, but you know, Tatanya seeing our lovely Freyna and Anwyn being such roomies, she needs to take a break. Man,
Oh no!
Oh look, you have like
she's gonna
like,
retire for the
Freyna.
night, and as she does, she puts the pouch with Catherine's blackened skull next to her pillow.
Awkward.
As you
I mean, like
you
10
do this,
sessions ago was Tatanya and Catherine who were having the geisha thing.
Yep.
Oh no.
And we remember what happened to the last lesbian.
Oh, it's fine. I'm dying anyway.
Bad Beardoth, bad.
What do you mean made of? Let's talk about the homebrew subclass. I use my homebrew ability to obliterate the body.
Gay killer.
As,
Also,
you have like Freyna cuddled up to Anwyn.
It's just gonna be over here.
What would you so?
we can't
roll
access
that.
here, or
Just wisdom. Roll your lovely wisdom.
What?
And Eric, you got to roll again.
Did I? I just rolled a 5. It wasn't a nat 1.
Oh yeah. Well, from a 5, you can't exactly put 2 and 2 together, but like, by God, does it make your neck hurt a bit?
Yeah, geez. Like, it's strange. It's so accurate and yet looks nothing like me.
There's so much love and hate in this drawing, like specifically towards. Why the fuck does he have your eyes so right?
My eyes are so right, but then my mouth is so wrong.
and your jawline looks nothing like that. Why is it so pointy?
Why did he give me the Habsburg chin?
Why the fuck do you have a fedora?
What is that? What is that? Is that a computer in the background? r/atheism? What?
Is that the imposter?
Is that the imposter from Among Us?
I'm dying.
Catherine?
Oh no.
Also, Gibbo, it's kind of like 1 a.m. here.
Yeah.
So we call the session.
I mean,
Right,
unless you guys really want to keep going, but like,
There's like one more
I'm
thing
fine
before
with
we.
keep going, but like.
Oh,
Oh, there's
I
one.
love
Is this
one more
a
thing
is this
from
a
Gibbo.
Neardoth intermission?
Neardoth music.
No, there
Nerdot
is
shows up,
one
Tatyanya's
thing.
getting out of bed to smite his ass, I swear to God.
One thing before that.
Oh fuck.
As a Freyna, you're dreaming.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just get something.
Oh, what is he cooking?
Panic, intrigue, help me.
This is concerning. Yeah, the Lich has you on speed dial whenever you go to sleep.
Oh no.
He's just gonna
I
start
hit you
taunting.
once, okay? Get over it, okay? Lich. I hit a lot of people once. I hit Eric once. He didn't help my dreams.
Oh, not yet. Woo!
Oh no.
I'm here now.
I want you to put your. I'm gonna change map. And Freyna, can you put your map? Can you put your token down here?
Put my token down. Where?
Oh.
Oh no.
Shadowfell moment?
Where do you want me to put my token down?
Where were you sleeping?
I mean, like
Yeah,
sleeping near the fire with Anwyn. So like, what's going on here, Gibbs?
Checking music command.
Wake up and it's colder than what it was. You're alone. No one else is here. Except a creature far away. Look, there are 5 of them. They look human. They don't move like humans. Their eyes glow blue. You can feel the ground beneath you pulsating. I can hear you. It knows you're there.
Freyna jolts up from the position she was in. Goes from lying down to standing up as quick as she can. Does she have her axe with her?
Hmm?
And she would be holding it outwards to where the creatures are. What's the general direction of where the creatures are?
As I will get it up. As they seem to be around here from where Tatanya was speaking about people.
I'm going to activate my cursed awareness.
Please put it down.
Okay, yeah. Wait, I've already got my sheet open. Oh, there we go. Cursed awareness, and where is it? There we go. Should be done.
Well, of course there is the othered magic around there, with almost remnants of a real place, but it kind of drowned out by something. Something that's still and something which seems calm. As on the other side of the boxes behind you was
Freyna would take probably 2 steps back. Listen. Moment where you do whatever you did to Anwyn. Kill me and then bring me back just for funsies, eh? I'm ready for round 2, you fucking prick.
kind of just he looks at you with. There's a metal sound when he changes his neck.
Do not fear, girl. I do not wish to harm you.
What do you want, huh? To torment me? Oh, to fake kill me again? Oh, just to add on to the trauma. I've already got boat's loads. I'm starting to be a collector, actually.
He kind of looks and says,
I do not want to add additions onto the unfortunate life you have taken upon. But I am curious.
he stands up and he looks at you and says,
I have lived for very long, and yet your little band of adventurers perplexes me. You're traveling north, aren't you?
Well, I understand.
Do you have any stakes north?
Well, I was hoping to eventually come to a way I could kill you. That's one reason I'm traveling with them.
Based.
yeah, and he kind of nods.
From what I understand,
Honesty.
you're the villain of this fairy tale, this fucked up fairy tale. That's the most I understand, and I'm willing to go along with that. She's still like holding her axe and just like his direction.
Kind of looks and asks,
Villain. That's a phrase. No, I was once quite similar to you. Still, arguably, I am. What do you think this body that I speak to you in is?
I don't know. Probably very ugly under that mask.
Kind of looks at you and says,
It is a cage. A shackle which I wear around me. One which I cannot take off. My flesh is weak and delicate. It is soft, and yet the iron and black steel which I encase myself in is sharp.
What did you do to be imprisoned in it?
I did not do anything. It was forced upon me.
he nods. He kind of turns and he asks,
Have you ever heard of this city of Durn?
No? Is it?
It was long before your time. Before the second coming of the humans.
so he actually like kind of looks and says,
If you would humor me, I could show you.
It's not like I've got anywhere I can run.
If you want, you can wake up.
Freyna thinks for a second. She takes probably about 10 seconds, and then she looks up.
"Fuck." Okay. As
No, okay, anyway, she says, she says, oh, god damn it, Jenny. Alright, anyway, Freyna says, Fine, show me. Wait, first, where's the others? Is Anwyn, Erich, Tatanya, are they okay?
They are where you left them. At the moment, you seem to be enjoying the company of your friends. Behind you is Anwyn. Tatanya has gone to sleep. Erich is watching.
How do you know all this? How do you know what we're doing?
he doesn't answer you. He does nod and he says,
Do not know what you are doing. But I can gather such. I can feel things beyond what I see. You share that gift. One day you might have the same that I do.
I've never given to the darkness like you have.
My darkness is temporary. For at its next side shall be light, radiance.
You're going to show me this city of or whatever?
he nods. As around you he motions his very hand and
You feel yourself apparate to almost somewhere else. As I am imagining, and this is however you want to. He takes you to this place basically, and it is. Let me just get up the. We are about to see a mainstay of this campaign, which has not been here for a while. As you feel yourself like transport through your very bones and flesh go to places that you've never felt before. It's so warm, this feeling. And from it, I'm just going to bring up your token. You arrive at this place. It seems to be a land of complete darkness. But it's not the Shadowfell. It's not the Shadowfell at all, actually. As Freyna, can you place down your token for
Map hasn't. Oh, there we go. The map's changed. Yep, I'll place down.
as
Oh,
unfortunately
that's how Eric feels.
as you apparate into this darkness, he looks at you and says, "This place was once my home. A warm city. Now it is left to ash, fire and blood.
What happened to it?
Are you at all aware of dark rituals?
I've seen a fair bit of them already.
In my opinion, their worst effect is upon the world around us. We are in where I once was in my young childhood, youth. It was summery, temperate, and then in an instant, with the death of millions, it became this. Magic works upon a system of give and take.
Ain't that the truth?
And what was taken from this place? As he kneels down upon the ash, there's a silence looking at the soil just turned to dust in his own hands. A price which has never been repaid.
What price?
The kingdom's entire population. It was used for a summoning circle as its fuel. It did not go right. But what did was the internal extermination of everyone.
They were a price. What were they paying?
Were they paying? Wait, say that again?
If they were a price, what were they paying?
Have you ever feared death?
Yeah. Did you already forget?
Have you ever braved to live forever?
Don't need to spend any more time on this world than is necessary.
You live in a cold and miserable land, I was. It was good. It was warm. And yet I was a slave boy to the whims of its kings. He then puts his hand away and he just waves around. And this place, which was so dark, becomes filled with beautiful lights. And it's just so... You've never felt summer before, or at least a proper summer, as you can put your token down wherever. It was beautiful. But it was
Freyna-
also... Yeah?
Freyna looks up at the sun, then back at she looks very surprised to see it. She just kind of takes in the sunlight for a second and then goes back to focusing on what Lich is saying.
The sun is nice, is it not?
Yeah.
It's warm, inviting. I miss it. But what was once here, this city, this place, with district upon district, king of this serfdom, whatever you may call it in your language, he wished to rule an empire forever.
Of course, all nobles want his power.
As he kind of looks and says, humans are not good creatures.
No. No.
This king was no god. He was a man born from an incestuous marriage. I would learn this later in life. So instead, he had others do his work for him. You are aware of what a sorcerer is.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm very aware.
I was lucky enough to be gifted as one. He even goes back and goes behind the tree, kind of just putting himself under it, while looking at this house. And I was used as his machine for this. It was in this very house. Men of the crown came and offered my family their freedom in exchange for services towards the crown through my special gifts.
That's not fair.
Life is not fair. Why would its ways out be any fairer?
I've only got one question. Why are you telling this to me?
Actually looks back at you and says, because I have no reason not. In all honesty, you get to this point in your life, unlife, he just stares into his childhood home. Life becomes very boring. And yet still, my reason for asking you is more simple. This darkness which lay back as he puts his hand away and it reveals back to the black place which it is in the presence. That is all that awaits you in the north. Do you still wish to travel with them? Z just stares back at you. Oh yeah?
Because travel with them, because they're good people. Even the ones that might not entirely be, they're still good. Not like I've got anyone else. Everyone has something to lose. They're just the ones that lost.
You travel with an individual who is a monster.
I wouldn't go that far.
Who else would it be?
Tatanya isn't a monster, she's just conflicted.
She is a creature of the Shadowfell. Dark aberration of the world.
It's not like she's done any horrible thing. Sure, she can be a bit of a dick sometimes, but never anything extreme.
His head turns at this. And you believe that?
Got no
With your
reason
whole
not to.
heart.
I don't know. I don't know her that well. I've known her very little, but the time that I've known her, she seems to at least attempt at the right thing. Which is more than most in this fucking horrid world.
You find that with people. And then they abandon you. Abandon is the wrong word. Betray.
They would never.
You sure about that?
He stares back and says,
At one point or another you loved that man you nearly called a husband.
Her head turns away from the ledge, looking at this desolate land that's before her. She seems to be trying to hold back something, like she'll be clenching her fists at the...
It gives you great pain, does it not?
You don't know the half of it.
But I do. You are nothing more than an item to that man. It's a shame what your culture became. My area of origin did not have such luxury to be able to segregate one of its own halves. And yet yours, even with the winters, where people die within their homes, still has that. And what you went through was socially acceptable. It's wonderful.
It's not the people's fault. They didn't fully understand.
No, they did understand. Just didn't care.
They didn't care, then that means my whole life no one cared about me. As she looks at the desolate land again, she puts her hand over her face and then wipes.
He kind of
Then-
puts his hand down as like a. He actually wiped off one of the tears. This cold, horrid gauntlet pressing your eye just with gentle.
Freyna turns back to the Lich. Why did you suddenly start caring about me? You seemed very willing to try and fake my death.
This is not care. It is empathy.
I didn't know you had that. Honestly, I didn't expect a heart behind any of that metal, to be honest.
There is not a heart. There is only what is left of it. But maybe that hope is still there. My goal now is freedom. All of this.
How do you plan to procure your freedom?
Due time that will come about.
I see it as very important now. Why? What are you planning? You show up every now and again and torment us. Why? Why?
You're more special than you would know. I find it ironic that people who stand before you in your group in Castle Summit before it was brought to ashes. I find it ironic that you are without doubt the highest concentration of any magic in this damned place.
What?
Magic is not a common gift, and yet a group of nearly 10 of you consistently traveling with each other. There are threats to my plans, and your gaggle of compatriots are key amongst those. I know what a caster of the arcane arts can do. As he looks upon this blackened land, I will see to it that does not happen again.
Would never. Party would never. That's... I don't know what misconception of our group you have, but we have no intent on destruction, but only the stopping of it. And from what I've heard, and maybe it's not true, I don't know. I barely know a fucking thing about you. Well, barring about you, what you just told me, of course. But I don't know what you're up to or what you're planning. But all I know is you hurt Anwyn. You hurt me. Clearly done some fuckery to the rest of the party as well. So all I know is that you hurt people. That's enough for me to want to stop you.
And I will wait duly for you. I have seen many like you, who proclaim themselves as a hero of this story, as I
I'm not
am.
a hero. I'm not. I have done some things that may have been out of my control, but I still did them. I still killed them, and I may regret it, but it doesn't make me a hero. But it sure damn doesn't make me a villain.
And I wish for you the best on your travels. But I have warned you. And for whatever it is worth, there are things in this world which are greater than even I. Darker, older beings. They are not far. They are far closer than you would think.
Then, at the very least, if we do come to cross with these creatures, worst, die trying.
As he kind of walks off into the distance, he seems to disappear into the wind.
Freyna would awake, I'm guessing?
We were left for a bit. This place. You see, it's just, except for this one hill which may have been the remnants of something far greater, it's just nothing. If this is what whatever he speaks of can do, why did he tell you about it?
You know, it's questioning a lot of things right now. She just kind of sits there on the ground, looking into the distance, wondering.
Did you say you close your eyes at all?
Probably.
During that time, you would feel yourself go back to the camp, but flashes of a boy of sandy hair and the shadow that he eventually became ruptures through your mind. You're back at the camp.
Freyna would quickly sit upright. She would look around and check and just like what her surrounding, what is everyone doing right now?
Erich is probably still
I
awake.
think there might still be two of them on watch, but I have a feeling that...
Sorry, I think my audio cut out. I was just saying that I think Erich is probably still awake.
Okay. And Tatanya and Anwyn?
They are currently muted.
Good question. What would Tatanya be up to? Sleeping, probably. Depression takes its toll, people.
Tatanya is sleeping. Anwyn is most likely sleeping unless you jolted too much.
I mean, she did jolt up, you know, from like the
Yeah.
classic waking up from a nightmare where
Yeah,
Yeah.
Freyna doesn't have a great track record with waking up softly.
ah
One thing actually during that flash, you felt something appear on your hands.
what?
You were given an ocarina.
Zelda.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
She cups it in both her hands as she looks at it.
It's marked in a language you can't understand, but it's of handmade quality.
She she's it tightly in her hands as she dots her eyes dot around the general area, just trying to like make sure everything is there and everyone is alive. Everyone is, unless Gerbo is gonna go. But
Are you?
it's
I think Erich would just say, are you all right? Was it did you have another bad dream?
I don't think that counts as a dream, nor a nightmare.
What happened?
And I can
Do you want to talk about it? You don't have to if you don't want to.
I mean, she thinks about it for a second. I saw the lich.
Erich like tenses.
Anwyn shuffles around to meet your gaze.
Tatanya rests peacefully in her tent.
And that's a really good cliffhanger to end the session on, I think.
And that is where I was planning on ending the session. Well done, everyone.